Hello and welcome everyone to the GBLA Grand Finals. This is Season 3, the biggest tournament of the season. We have 8 weekly winners throwing down here in the biggest competition of the GBL season. I'm so glad that you're here. Chat, can you hear that? Can you hear that? I hear a lot of hype in the chat. Let's get those emotes going. Let's get energized. This is a big stream, and we are so honored and excited to bring it to you today. We were just talking before the cast started, 28 total streams from the GBLA. We have evolved. We have grown. We've expanded. This is a real mark in the community, and I'm so honored and happy that you're part of it as well. But I'll tell you what, if this is your first time coming to a GBLA stream, first of all, you're in for a treat. Secondly, let's take a look back at what you can expect with these Week 8 highlights.
Too much health on the Skarm, and catching this rock slide, oh my goodness, resisted rock slide into Diggersby. That's just punishing. We'll see the CMP tie, so.
Did we see the rock slide come through here? Wait.
Okay. Oh, timer?
Are you serious?
There might be a way. The animation takes 10 seconds, and he's one air slash off, so you won't get to the move.
What?
Wow.
Dude, how? How on earth? Goes for the move. He's got the Earthquake Prawn up. He's going to throw it here. Look at the awareness here by Dialab.
I'm looking. I see you in chat.
He calls it again.
9-turn spam for stab body slam. 9-turn spam for stab body slam. 9-turn spam for stab body slam. Razor Leaf's going kind of fast. Keck W.
Walwar rated us, and we're just talking about Shadow Vic.
And catching the move. Wow.
Poison jab, poison sting. Does he get to the crunch? Does he get the farm down? Both trainers, and he gets it.
Oh my goodness. Last second crunch. Literally both 1 HP.
Last second buzzer beater foul play. Takes down the Nidoqueen. Mandibuzz survives. Down 0-2. Bidoof kind of cheesing his way through these past 2 matchups, but you can't deny victory is victory. This is a decisive Game 5 for the last spot in the Grand Finals for this season.
I want to see some hand check. I want to see some speedy emotes. I want to see them all. Favorite emotes. Let's go. Let's go, chat. Game 5 hype.
P switches to the Umbreon, tries to catch the Sky Attack, doesn't take the bait, but Umbreon gets a move.
Oh my goodness, the Umbreon with 1 health, able to get off that move. Bidoof, I'm just literally at a loss for words. Did he just do what he did, Speedy?
That is correct. Bidoof with the reverse sweep to win Week 8. He went down 0-2 to Status Stan, but the rope slipped through his fingers. Bidoof is our Week 8 GBLA winner. He will receive that final spot in the Grand Finals. All right, Chad, I hope you enjoyed that highlight reel from Week 8. We had Pranav come on to co-cast. As you know, he's been a competitor in the GBLA. I thought he did a phenomenal job as a caster as well. We have so much young talent in the GBLA, and we will showcase that later on in the stream. The Grand Finals is a very special format, though, because that was just a snapshot of one winner's journey through the tournament bracket. The GBLA runs for 8 weeks during the second half of the season, and it culminates with our Grand Finals, where those 8 weekly winners throw down in the biggest tournament of the season. Nightwing, let's take a peek at what we have for the bracket. As you see here, some notable names. Maybe you remember their tournament runs. Maybe you've battled them in GBL. You know they are all fierce competitors, and they are here trying to win it all. But I can't do this alone, chat. We brought in some special, esteemed guests. I am so honored and just blown away that these guests have decided to join us today. Please welcome Necra and King IV to the GBLA. Necra, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling so good, especially because I am so hyped to get to see some of the best Pokemon Go PvP for this incredible grand final, and I'm super honored to be here. I love the Pokemon Go community, and to be able to share in the magic of what this is, I'm just really grateful.
Absolutely. King, what about you?
I'm always excited to watch really great battles, and to get a chance to cast with the both of you is a huge honor.
Absolutely. We were talking about this just before the cast, but King actually battled Brandon Tan at a tournament way back when Pokemon Go PvP was still in its infancy, and just the crowd that gathered around those 2 competitors, the energy in the room, it just made him feel like this could be something special. And I'm so glad that Necra is here to help us capture that energy, that excitement. Necra, you've been part of some of the biggest Pokemon broadcasts ever. And I'm just so flattered and honored that you've joined us today as well.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you that don't know me, I'm definitely not as well known in the Pokemon Go community. I play pretty casually, but I do play PvP here and there. But I'm most known for my work with the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series. So I've done a few broadcasts with that, and yeah, there are some differences between the way the battles happen in the VGC and Pokemon Go, but I love them both, and so let's see some great action tonight.
Let's do it. And as you all know, King is one of our shepherds, one of our bright lights in the community who has guided us through these past years in PvP. I think we can all say thank you, King. Let's get some hype for both of our co-casters here. But I'll tell you what, let's slide over and take another look at that bracket because I feel like we only got a sneak peek the first time. Oh. All right, chat. As you see here, we have some familiar names that you may or may not recognize. We do see YYDS Ein Klein, as well as Dialap. As we move down the list, that boy Jay. We also have Swampiert, Cool Kid 4560, Magic, Mason, Anna Lucio, and I'm with Badoofus. I don't know why I said that as a question, but there it is. Necra, I know that you don't know these trainers very intimately, but King, you've watched some of these tournaments. You have some thoughts on these trainers here tonight.
All these trainers play virtually perfectly. I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to use each of their tiny advantages they may have in different components of the gameplay. So really look forward to seeing how these battles play out, especially in the different formats and different leagues, because obviously each of these trainers have a league that they prefer to play in. But if you want to win it all, you're going to be pretty well-rounded.
Exactly right. That's another goal of the GBLA is to crown the most well-rounded battler. So to speak to that format, we're going to have these competitors play in the league in which they won their tournaments. As you can see, they're color-coded there. We have YYDS Ein Klein versus Dialap, both in purple. Those are our Master League champions. As we move down the bracket, Halloween champions, Ultra League champions, and Open Great League champions at the very bottom. Now, as we move through the tournament, the Final Four stage adds another level of complexity, and we will talk about all of this in a few minutes, but we have some battles to watch, chat. So let's get our predictions going. Our first pairing is YYDS Ein Klein versus Dialap Chung, our two champions. And King, you actually casted Dialap's run, and he is just unreal, just a phenomenal battler.
Some of his plays were pretty phenomenal. I'm curious on how much YYDS has watched Dialap play, trying to understand the type of team comps he likes to bring versus Dialap watching YYDS's run back in week 1 is quite a long time ago, and obviously some things have changed since then.
Of course, you always wonder, are these trainers rusty? Have they taken some time off? Have they retired? Have they come back to the game? That's always the question that we are asking in our minds. I see chat is asking that question as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our prediction video from Math Magic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Math Magic, and I am honored to be back to give you the GBLA Grand Finals prediction analysis. Our first matchup is YYDS Ein Klein and Dialap Chung. Ein Klein has only appeared in one GBLA tournament in our Season 3 run, but his performance in Master League was stunning nonetheless. He beat K Donahue and Mario Master in the group stage and semifinals stage, and then he went on to beat Panic 23, Mazer up, in a fantastic 3-1 set and a best of 5. Dialap is our second Master League competitor. Fun fact, Dialap has appeared in 6 tournaments throughout GBLA, but has only won one of them. So bet your channel points on your favorites. My channel points are definitely going to go to Ein Klein. I think he's the heavy favorite. He doesn't have the experience as Dialap, but he has the support and the training from his YYDS family, and I'm sure that they are in chat spamming emotes, spamming their channel points and betting them all. And so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lot of pressure for Dialap as they compete in their Master League round. So let's head back to the Shoutcaster desk.
All right, chat. Get those predictions in. If you like our new graphics, let us know in the chat. We have an exciting pairing here for our first pair, YYDS Einklein versus Dilep Chung. King, we just talked about this just briefly before the battles began, but Master League is actually something that I think you have quite a passion for. What are you expecting from these trainers tonight?
I'm curious on how well prepared these trainers are, because I know, at least for Dial-Up, played in the Master League Premier Classic, right? So we do expect a wide variety of different Pokemon that might come into play that they may or may not be familiar with, just depending on the resources they have.
Exactly right. You always want the 15 attack stat so you don't lose CMP, because the meta is so condensed you can lose a lot of mirrors. Necro, you do some GBL in your spare time as well. Have you played much Master League, or are you more of like a Great League, Ultra League trainer?
Hey, I'm preparing for my Master League debut. I actually have a 4-star Shadow Mewtwo that I just got frustration off of. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the perfect moment to actually go ahead and get into the Master League. But I typically do Great League. That's kind of where my jam is.
Understood. Chad, if you pair against Necra, you should run, because that Shadow Mewtwo is going to be very powerful. But chat, with that said, I think predictions are closed. I think we're ready for some battles. Let's see some emotes. Let's see some hype. Let's get this going, chat. All right, casters, take it away.
Oh, YYDS with the Kyogre into Groudon in any league or any format, that is always a very positive matchup. Dial-Up actually safe switching into the Zacian, a very safe switch. But Kyogre is very tanky. I see Dial-Up actually carrying the Wild Charge, so it's going to do quite a bit of damage. Oh, actually shielding. That's a very interesting move by Dial-Up. Obviously wants to try to win switch almost at all costs. Otherwise, this would be a very difficult matchup. YYDS electing actually not to shield. One Wild Charge does not KO. Kyogre, very bulky, but actually does put it quite low. And we're going to see the mirror come in, Zacian versus Zacian. And we see Snarl come through. We're going to see the Wild Charge. Probably not going to shield the first one, but going to have to shield one of them at some point in time. So we're going to see... Oh, throwing on the CMP is a very curious move here. YYDS almost certainly going to have to shield. No way you can take another Wild Charge.
Yeah, I think it's really great to see the shield there, especially because you want to make sure that your Zacian is going to be able to stick around. Obviously, after using Wild Charge, you do have that defense drop. So that is something you have to keep in mind for your sustainability moving into the rest of your Pokemon team.
Oh, tried to catch... Dial-Up tried to catch the Wild Charge there and was actually really close, but YYDS making the prediction there and actually throwing the close combat. Are we going to see the farm down before another move comes through? It's going to be very close. The Zacian actually surviving with almost no HP. This close combat going to do about half of Groudon's health, so we're going to see it come pretty low. But obviously, we know that, oh my gosh, it's actually a desync CMP there, and Dial-Up in some huge trouble right now, having virtually no energy. Obviously, this Kyogre is very low. Going to have to try to farm down. Oh, actually going to throw, which obviously he's counting there and knowing that the Kyogre was going to be able to get to the move.
Yeah, the huge Fire Punch is going to come out from that Groudon. Will be able to secure the knockout onto YYDS's Kyogre. And so now it's Dialga that's going to be coming out to try to finish it off. So it's a 1v1 situation, and both Pokemon are at pretty good HP.
Yeah, with this Dialga having the type advantage, the shield advantage, the energy advantage, all sorts of advantages. Unfortunately, this Kyogre is going to go back to the ocean.
Yeah, I guess the Kyogre does get knocked out there, but a great game coming out from YYDS. That Dialga, especially just pulling out all the stops at the very end. You love to see that kind of stuff, especially because YYDS didn't have to bring out the Dialga at all before we actually saw all of Dial-Up's Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly right. I think the lead was really tough for Dialab to overcome. Again, like King mentioned, fighting for Switch at all costs, but unable to take it back and trying to maneuver around. I really like the call there to switch in the Groudon, try to catch the Wild Charge, but then take another second and think maybe this is the close combat, because that's a level that these trainers are at. They expect the switch ins, they expect the catches, and if you can anticipate their anticipation, right, you can put yourself ahead.
Yeah,
But
both
that's.
both both of
Go
them
ahead.
having very similar ideas, looking to have the Zacian with the double self debuffing nuke charge moves as Say Switch. But winning the lead there was too difficult for Dialep to overcome.
Exactly right. With that, casters, we're heading into game 2 as these two Titans square off in the Master League.
All right, looking forward to it as we are going to see another match here. YYDS at match point from that game
Oh,
1 win. But take a look at this. Dragonite and Togekiss right now? King,
that
what's
that
going through your
is
mind?
that is all sorts of bad, unfortunately. But we're gonna see the Haxorus come into the Snorlax. Not the worst matchup for the Snorlax, but generally one that it doesn't favor because the Haxorus does have counter a fighting move versus Snorlax's normal typing that's obviously weak to fighting. But Haxorus is extremely squishy when it comes to the Master League, so these body slams are going to do quite a bit and going to force this Haxorus to end up shielding. But without winning Switch here, this is like, in fact, this is, I didn't think there could be a worse lead than Kyogre into Groudon, but Togekiss into Dragonite is infinitely worse.
Yeah, yikes.
Oh man, this Haxorus has a little bit of energy. Obviously, going to come into Dragonite here. Going to look to take the move. Unlikely going to shield, and we're going to see. Oh man,
Yeah,
think
deploying
this,
double Dragon Claws here, right?
yeah, going for that extra counter. We're going to see whether or not this Haxorus is going to be able to get off the move, or whether or not it's going to faint. Oh, it ends up fainting
Ooh.
to the Dragon Breath, but this is going to be still a little bit of a tough matchup, right? Because it just depends on whether or not Dialab's going to be able to maintain this advantage. Unfortunately, YYDS looks like caught up in energy. So this is going to come down to CMP. I know Dialab usually carrying the best buddy. Oh, are they both carrying best buddy? Extra drills at this point in time. So this is going to come down to CMP.
Oh, I believe they are.
Yeah, would you look at that? This is a sticky situation to be in. Obviously, Dialab's going to be able to get another drill run coming through here, and that should be able to secure the knockout. That is going to be a super effective attack into that Excadrill, and it's not looking super pretty for that Togekiss either on YYDS's side.
Yeah, it's still going to be a close game because this Rock Slide will not KO. We're going to see whether or not this extra drill is going to be able to get to another Rock Slide. If it can, it should be able to secure the win. But this Togekiss looks like it can also get... Oh, actually not electing to throw the move, realizing that maybe the Charm Down was going to be the only way to win the game. And Dial-Up coming in and winning the game after coming in with arguably the worst lead that you can come in Master League.
Oh, that's such a hard, it's a hard just a lead to watch. That's for sure. No one really wants to be in that situation where you've got a Togekiss versus a Dragonite in Pogo or in VGC, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. But really, I think the key to that matchup was that Snorlax safe switch. That Snorlax able to secure the shield advantage and able to obviously had to use the shield later on, but was able to maintain the advantage, and it looked pretty good for Dial-Up in the end, be able to win that extra drill mirror and be able to land 2 rock slides onto the Togekiss.
Absolutely. Chat, I did fail you slightly because as you noticed, there was a stark lack of legendary Pokemon in that game too. So with our Master League competitors, because YYDS won in Master League Classic, which does allow legendary Pokemon, and Dialab was able to win Master League Premier Classic during their respective weeks of the GBLA, we are rotating leagues, and now we're headed to a decisive game 3 between these two trainers. So the format's a bit of a mystery. Let's keep an eye out for some legendaries. Casters, what do you think? Are you ready to see who wins this pair?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited to see who's going to take it home because, obviously this has been like a really hard hitting match. I don't really know who's going to be able to take it from here, but oh no, we got Excadrill versus Dragonite.
Yeah, YYDS using Future Sight, always predicting these leads. This is actually kind of incredible. The degree of prediction that YYDS is predicting against Dial-Up. Actually, Dragonite actually does win the 2-shield versus the Excadrill, but typically doesn't go to the 2-shield. So Dial-Up electing to going to the Snorlax safe switch. It did do him well last time.
Necker, what do you think?
I mean, hey, we're going to see a huge Dragon Claw come out here. Not going to get blocked because both of these Pokemon don't take too much respective damage when it comes down to the Dragon Claw versus the Body Slam. So I really like that we're just seeing kind of the damage trades come through here, especially because Dragonite's going to be able to survive that other Body Slam, and it's all going to be coming down to the timing of whether or not you're going to be able to get off that next charge attack.
Oh, this is an interesting call by Dial-Up. Trying to win switch here. Can make it to the next Body Slam before the next Dragon Claw. They get to the moves at the same respective rate. Obviously, Snorlax switching in, having a slight energy advantage. Actually electing not to shield. We're going to see YYDS going to look to farm down. Has 2 answers to the Dragonite. So going to look to feeling pretty comfortable here. Oh, we're actually going to see Dial-Up going into the Dragonite. What do you if you're YYDS, how do you read the rest of this game? What do you think is in the back?
I mean, YYDS must have something to be able to deal with this, but I like the switch that we're seeing here. It looks like it's going to be another Excadrill on Excadrill action coming through, and YYDS has gone for the Rock Slide, which is not going to be effective at all versus Dial-Up's Excadrill.
That was an absolute beautiful catch there. Dial-Up failing the catch in the first game, but able to catch the double resisted Rock Slide, which is what Dial-Up needs to try to come back from this match. But this is going to be a difficult game there. That much shot coming through. Honestly, this is looking pretty difficult for Dial-Up to try to win.
Yeah, well, especially when you're in this situation where you're going to be taking a ton of super effective damage if you let any of these charge attacks come through, particularly that drill run, you are forced into a position where you have to use those shields. And so you will see that YYDS has 1 remaining. Dial-Up is completely out of them. So you will see that YYDS go ahead and use that last protective shield, preparing for this Dragonite's Dragon Claw. But nothing to protect from this Rock Slide, King.
Yeah, this Rock Slide, I believe this is game over. This Rock Slide gonna end the Dragonite, take it down, bring it down, and YYDS taking game number 3.
Wow, like you said, King, maybe a little bit of future sight there on YYDS's side. Maybe they're actually a psychic type and we just don't know it, able to call these leads and call these back lines. I sincerely believe Dial-Up pulled off kind of a miracle in game 2, but the magic ran out in game 3 there. A little bit tough. Dial-Up is going to lose that round, and YYDS will advance to our Final 4 stage. All right, casters, we're going to cool down for just a second. I know those battles were fast and heavy. The Master League is always hard-hitting. Chat, how are you feeling? I see some YYDS spam. Can we see more of that if you're a supporter? Or some Dial-Up spam? You better think, Mr. Dial-Up. You know what to do, chat. With that said, Necker, what do you think? Our first pairing is done. Once these battles start going, they're pretty intense. How'd you feel about that pair there?
Yeah, I mean, it was so awesome to see how both of these trainers were trying to kind of read what the other trainer was going to do. So, we talked about how the leads mattered so much in that game number 2, but then obviously YYDS came out and just said, I know exactly what you're going to lead, and so here's my lead, and this is going to work against you. So it's just great to see the forethought that put into each individual strategy that you bring into any given Pokemon Go PvP match.
Absolutely. King, can you speak a little bit more on that when you're picking your teams? I mean, this is an all-blind format, so you kind of go from the precedence of battling these trainers before, but when you're building your team, I mean, how often do you just go out on a limb and try to make that hard counter call, especially in the lead?
Yeah, like leading the Tokius, obviously Tokius is a Pokemon that either hard wins or hard loses, but YYDS obviously doing appropriate amount of studying and prediction to read Dial-Up, and credit to Dial-Up coming on with really strong state switches in the Zacian and the Snorlax, but not able to overcome it. And YYDS learning from that second game, realizing doesn't actually need switch because YYDS had two answers to Dragonite and elected to come out with energy and the shield advantage, and that was ended up being more than enough to even with the absolutely beautiful catch onto the extra drill, and Dial-Up having no hesitation, knowing that he caught a rock slide there.
Absolutely right. I couldn't have said it better. Chat, we have another pairing coming up here in just a moment. That Boy Jay taking on Swampert, two of the best battlers I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. They've been in the GBLA every single season. As we go through here, let's get these predictions going. Bet those channel points. Try to win some. I know that you don't know these trainers specifically here, Necra, but I mean, That Boy Jay, Swampert, do you have a favorite name? Maybe a favorite?
Yeah, I was gonna. You read my mind. Swampier definitely sticks out to me because Swampert's one of my favorite Pokemon to use in the PVE portion of Pokemon Go. But also, it's just a great Pokemon overall. Love Mudkip. Praise Mudkip. Praise Swampert. I don't know. I guess if I had to pick based off of name alone, I would go with Swampier for sure.
All right, chat. Let's go ahead and hand it over to our prediction master, Math Magic.
That was a stunning Master League round. What a great way to enter into Halloween Cup, where we have That Boy Jay and Swampert entering the arena. These two are GBLA veterans, as That Boy Jay made his third appearance in GBLA this season, and Swampert with his fifth. In fact, all 5 of Swampert's appearances have been in Season 3 only. That means Swampert has been in the top 8 of the leaderboards for 5 out of the last 8 weeks of GBL. Can you believe it? He's like, Swampert has been amazing. They even fought against each other in Halloween Cup the Halloween Cup tournaments this season, where That Boy Jay beat Swampert in the group stage of week 3, but then in week 4 they would meet again in the championship round, where Swampert swept That Boy Jay in a best of 5. So, if you're looking for some prediction advice, I would put my points on That Boy Jay. They're 1-1 in their GBLA matchup history, but That Boy Jay is looking for revenge and will not be swept again by an outstanding competitor. He told us that he wants to make a statement before entering retirement, so bet your channel points on this stunning round, and let's cheer on these competitors.
All right, Chad, I hope you bet those channel points. I hope that your prediction turns out to be true. We have more exciting matchups coming. We were just talking about it off cam, but we're heading into the Halloween Cup, and we are so thrilled. Spooky season is always in season. Would you agree, casters?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see some more Halloween Cup action. It was so fun when that was in the game. Like that was just such a great way to experience the Great Battle League and just a very different experience. So I love those themed cups. They're super fun to try to team build for and come up with different strategies.
King, how do you feel about the themed cups coming to GBL? I think it's a great addition.
I think it's fantastic. It allows a lot of different Pokemon to shine, and a lot of Pokemon that you typically would never use in Open Great League just because of some of the dominant meta Pokemon there. So, and then all of a sudden you come up with some of those Pokemon that you'd end up love using, and then you might even use it in some other leagues and formats.
Exactly right. But chat, it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and jack-o'-lanterns. This is a grudge match as these two trainers are throwing down here. That Boy Jay and Swampert have faced each other in previous GBLA tournaments. The series is tied at 1-1. This is a tiebreaker, and it also might be a bit of retirement wars as well. We'll have to see how this unfolds. Casters, if you're ready, I think we have some battles to watch.
Ooh, Let's do it. Oh, I'm so excited to see this, especially knowing that there is a history between these two particular trainers. We're going to go ahead and see the leads here, and it looks like we're going to see Amanda Buzz for Swampert and a Drapion for that boy Jay. I mean, King, what do you think about the leads so far?
This is actually surprisingly, you would think that Drapion would have the massive type advantage just because Aerial Ace is a very bad move in the chat, and will know my thoughts on Aerial Ace. It's a very bad move in Pokemon Go, but surprisingly, Mandibuzz, due to its superior stats in the Great League, actually puts up a really good fight against Drapion, even with Drapion's most optimal moveset against the Mandibuzz.
Yeah, you can see that Sludge Bomb and that Crunch there that boy Jay's Drapion is going to be carrying. And another Sludge Bomb getting selected here. Really great damage going to be coming through. No protective shields just yet for either of these trainers. So who's kind of jockeying for position here, King?
Honestly, like almost no one shields their Mandibuzz just because it's a really bulky Pokemon. We're going to see whether or not that boy Jay... Oh, trying to catch the move there, but... that boy Jay making the prediction there. And we're again another very interesting type matchup, the Poison Ground versus the Dark Poison. Typically, people don't shield the first move because of the 30% chance of the defense drop, and we do not see the defense drop there.
Yeah, no defense drop.
King, we got to be real. It's at least 70%.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's 100% once against me. I think that's what people will typically say, right?
70% of the time is 100% of the time.
Exactly. So again, we shouldn't see a shield here just because the Poison Sting is a very high energy generation move. But looks like that boy Jay maybe lost count there and electing not to throw the Earth Power as soon as he got there, and actually threw basically at the same time, but the Drapion does have priority when it comes to throwing the charge move.
Yeah, no protective shield here, though. Both trainers sitting with one left, but the Nidoqueen on that boy Jay's side did take a defense drop, so it will be getting knocked out here. You can see that there is an Umbreon sitting in the back, and in fact, it is going to be selected to approach the field.
So these Poison Fangs do a bit of damage. And actually, Dapo J electing to switch immediately. Gonna look throw these crunches. Obviously, Swampert still has the Mandibuzz still around. So if we see a defense drop, or we see the immediate switch out anyways, and we see the Mandibuzz drop the Aerial Ace, which should KO, you're kind of left in a kind of a difficult situation here. If you're the Umbreon, you're gonna look to try to come out of this matchup with a lot of energy. Because the Nidoqueen is quite low, it will feint to one foul play. But we're going to see how Dapo J is going to play this out. He's actually going to elect to throw the foul play, which is resisted. It definitely will not KO the Mandibuzz, but if he's able to secure the farm down, then this game is certainly over.
Yeah, you can see that that boy Jay is looking to try to bank up as much energy as possible. The Mandibuzz on Swampert's side, though, will be able to get off another charged attack. The Dark Pulse, though, not going to be doing too much because of the Dark type resist on that Umbreon, but that's a lot of foul play ready to go.
Yeah, I'm very curious on why Swampert decided to throw the Aerial Ace. Rumor has it he only knows the typing of Swampert, right? So yeah, but Swampert did realize the game was all but over at that point in time. These players, when they're at this level of the game, they basically know when the game is virtually over and there's almost no chance of winning.
Really great preservation of that Umbreon and its energy to be able to secure the victory for that game one by that boy Jay. So I can't wait to see what game two is going to hold and when we continue on in this best of three.
Exactly. It was pretty shocking there, I have to say, watching that Umbreon snarl down the Mandibuzz. There's another name for Mandibuzz in the community. We call it the flying Umbreon because it's just so bulky. But that snarl down just really secured it there, allowing the foul play to come through and KO the Nidoqueen. That was pretty impressive energy management. Some, again, King as well, anticipating those catches like you mentioned. That was a thrill to watch. All right, trainers, with that said, I think we're about to head into game two of our Halloween Cup bout. Let's take a look.
All right. Can I just say that that Stinger intro for the Halloween Cup, showing off that this is a Halloween Cup battle, is phenomenal. I'm so excited about that. But oh man, King, we've got a Frostlass on the field here, and that was an immediate switch out by that boy Jay.
It makes sense. Like Mandibuzz can put up a fight against Frostlass, since they both deal super effective damage to each other. But that boy J does have two answers to Frostlass, so electing to switch and able to land the crunch, which actually did a lot of damage to Frostlass. Frostlass, definitely a fan favorite of a lot of individuals, but this Beedrill does have the Community Day move Drill Run, which will deal super effective damage to the Drapion. We're going to see whether or not Dat Boy J is going to call it or going to let it go.
All right, looks like it got blocked there, so that is going to be able to prepare that boy Jay for a charge attack of their own. But Swampert is also going to go ahead and use a protective shield to block that. But a defense drop here might just be a little bit of an issue, as we do see that boy Jay actually bring out the Mandibuzz again.
Oh man, just caught a Drill Run. That is going to do almost no damage. Charge moves usually don't do any damage to Mandibuzz, but that certainly does even less. We're certainly going to see the shield come up on the Mandibuzz.
I would assume.
Oh, no.
But wow, just takes the raw avalanche there. I believe Mandibuzz should be able to get off another charged attack, but at this point, looks like that was not timed quite right. So that boy Jay might just go ahead and take the knockout here on the Mandibuzz. That Frostlass is so low, though.
Oh man, Dat Boy J is going to be very upset when they see what's in the back.
Oh no.
I would say some people are scared of spiders or whatever Ariados is.
I would be scared of this spider.
Yeah.
This one for sure.
Yeah, this is. Oh man, that was. Yeah, so this is obviously Ariados not electing to shield because Swampert's in a very favorable position right now. Gonna try to. Okay, tried to catch the cross poison there. Unfortunately, ended up catching the lunge, which will almost certainly KO at this point in time. And we're going to see whether or not the Azumarill is going to be able to pull this out, but it seems extremely unlikely at this point in time.
Yeah, well, especially because Swampert does have a Protect Shield remaining. That means that Ice Beam is not going to be able to get through, and that should buy Swampert plenty of time to get another charge attack up, so we will see another charge attack come through. But that boy Jay still does have that Protect Shield. I don't know, this is going to come down to the wire, but there's a lot of energy saved up on Swampert's side.
Yeah, this is definitely... let's see here. Okay, electing to... Okay. I guess that it was within one poison jab range anyways. Swampert electing to flex the counts and knowing to come in and throw the poison jab to take out the Azumarill.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of points I wanted to mention. There's so much was happening. Seeing the Ariados come in there. Is it Ariados? I'm not really sure. Chat, that's the first question I have for you. Is that an ant or a spider? Because I think it's an ant. But I want to hear your opinions.
An ant?
Ant.
But Spinnerack, though, okay, like... But Spinnerack looks like a spider.
I'm not entirely sure. I just Ariados. I'm assuming it derives from the word arachnid. I don't know. I'm just speculating there. I'm sure there's someone can look it up and tell us whether or not it is. What kind of? It's a Pokemon at the end of the day. So
yeah,
it is.
That's the important part. So
it definitely is. I see a furious. Oh, go ahead, King. Go ahead.
No, a Pokemon eligible for the Halloween Cup, and it certainly did its job there.
Exactly right. I see a furious debate raging in chat. Let's keep that going, you guys. I wanted to mention as well, our Season 1 GBLA winner, No Trouble Clef, used Ariados to win the tournament in his best of 5 set against his opponent back, what is it, 2 months ago now? 3 months ago? It's been a long time, but that was a thrilling match, and it's great to see Ariados in the GBLA again. Maybe shades of that championship run here, chat. We'll have to see how this continues to develop. But with that said, we're headed to a decisive Game 3. Casters, who has the momentum right now? Necra, I know Swampert just took that one. Do you think he's got more magic? And King, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think a lot of that came down to just like having some really good type advantages in that particular battle, as well as just, making sure you got a lot of those catches correct. So I think Swampier definitely has figured out some of the tendencies that boy Jay it has as a trainer, but also they both know each other at this point. This is kind of a grudge match. They have faced each other in the GBLA before, and so we'll see what happens. Game number 3 is definitely going to decide it all.
All right. With that said, we are off. Decisive Game 3 as these two trainers square up. Let's see who gets the better in this season. We have Drapion versus Drapion staring in a mirror.
Oh, man. I mean, King, who do you think does have a bit more of an advantage coming into this?
Well, that boy Jay's Drapion is about almost 20 CP higher than Swampbeard, so we'll see whether or not that will matter. Obviously, the debuff here is really critical. They're actually electing to switch out right away and going to go into Umbreon. This is a air slash variant, though, of Mandibuzz, so it certainly does perform a lot better than the Snarl variant. Dapo J actually electing to go slightly over 100 energy there in order to sneak in the Snarl. We're going to see whether or not Dapo J is going to throw the last resort there, and does. And this is going to be a very long match, so I hope you have some hot chocolate or something to enjoy this long battle of two very tanky Pokemon at nearly full health.
Not too different from what we see in the video game championships either. So this is like no surprise to me that both of these Pokemon take very little damage when they are hit with these charge attacks, and also that both of these trainers are electing to hold onto their protective shields to be able to use them later when they might have to face down a more super effective attack. But the last resort now coming out from the Umbreon, they're starting to chip away at their HP pools, but it's slow goings here.
Yeah, this is certainly not a quick match. Perhaps we can show the Open Great League match, and it'll finish before this one, this battle here. So both of them electing to hold on to a little bit of energy before throwing this Aerial Ace. Certainly won't KO the Umbreon, so it's going to have to throw another move. Both of them are going to have to at least throw one more charge move in order to KO their... okay.
Ooh, all right. So Swampier's going to be able to get to the charge attack just a little bit faster here. And that boy does not decide to use a protective shield, but just barely hangs on with a sliver of HP.
This is classic Aerial Ace, doesn't KO. That's what I always say. Aerial Ace never KOs.
Never KOs, but Drapeon's gonna get that KO, right? So we're down to 2 Pokemon apiece here, as we're back to the Drapion versus Drapion action here.
We're gonna see how they're gonna play this out. Obviously, it's a pretty interesting matchup in the back, but as long as shields are up, it's actually better for the Nidoqueen when it comes to the Umbreon left. But obviously, both these trainers have the chance to catch the moves. Oh, Swampert actually electing to shield the resisted Crunch. We're going to see whether or not this is going to end up being the correct call. Gets the defense fall, and actually going for the Sludge Bomb, which is slightly more energy efficient than the Crunch, but doesn't come with the chance for the debuff. We're going to see the immediate switch out, and this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup. This is kind of a tough decision because you have to kind of be worried about what's potentially in the back. No defense fall there, and we are going to see a lot of Poison Fangs in this match right now. And the Umbreon is not going to elect to shield the first one. Have we seen Swampbeard's Umbreon quite yet? I'm actually not sure what.
I don't think so. I think this is the first time that we've seen Swampbeard's Umbreon, so we're getting a chance to see it in action right now. We will see another charge attack in that Poison Fang come out from that boy Jay's Nidoqueen, and another defense drop as well. So this is 2 defense drops that Swampbeard's Umbreon has taken over the course of just this Pokemon battle.
Dat Boy J confident that this Umbreon does not have the Community Day move Psychic, and that was quite a bold call. Actually, electing not to shield again. This is Snarl does not do a lot of damage from the Umbreon, so not too worried about getting fast move down. This Umbreon needs to switch out to try to reset these defense drop, or is at risk of getting poison jab down. Oh, and does actually end up shield. Oh, okay, and we see the claw come up, and this match is over. Speedus, you want to explain how a match ends when it times out?
Yeah, whoever has the most health remaining on the field, correct?
It's the first number of Pokemon you have on the field, right? And then it actually goes to percentage of the health bar, total health bars left.
Oh, sorry, exactly right. But yeah, we did see a very long match as it drug on these trainers, kind of a war of attrition on both sides. And Casters, I actually wanted to ask you this as well. We saw during that Umbreon Mandibuzz matchup, we saw the fast moves coming through. We saw the charge moves kind of, waffling back and forth very slowly as those Pokemon whittled down. But mentally, there's so many calculations going on in those trainers' heads. Do they need switch advantage? What kind of energy do they want to exit with? How many shields do they want to allocate to those Pokemon? Based on your understanding of the Halloween Cup, there's a lot of poison. There's some Azu. How important is it to fight for switch in some of those matchups? And do you make those same thoughts, or do you have those same thought processes as you proceed through a match?
So for myself personally, when I think about the Halloween Cup meta, obviously you got to think about what are some potential team constructs. Right? So typically people ABB, where they have one Pokemon and then two Pokemon in the back of the same typing, is very common in the meta. So you have to evaluate how your team stacks up against theirs. And in this case, when you have Umbreon versus Mandibuzz, you got to think about the preservation of your Pokemon so you can win the potential timeout.
Absolutely, Necro. So I know that switch advantage is a concept that is pretty unique to Pokemon Go, but there are some parallels in the VGC as well. Can you talk about maybe some differences that our hardcore Pokemon Go players might not know based on the two platforms?
Yeah, so we actually don't have a time, like a cooldown timer on how often you can switch your Pokemon. So we have a very turn-based system. So when you select your moves before you actually enter into how the turn plays out, you get a chance to switch your Pokemon. So you might see a ton of times where you might have a couple of switches happen over the course of a couple of turns. We like to call that the rotating door of Pokemon, because it's just constantly constantly going through the entire team. But the other thing about it too is that our moves like U-turn, Volt Switch, any of those that actually do have some sort of mechanic to switch out, we use those pretty frequently to be able to cycle in some of those pieces that Pokemon will use for abilities.
Absolutely, King. Based on your exposure to the VGC, are there any moves from the VGC that you would like apply? I've heard U-turn used before, and forcing your opponent to make a switch would be very, very. It'd be a huge shakeup to Pokemon Go. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think there's like a number of different elements, things like abilities that could be really game changing. I know they implement some of these components in various ways through attack drops, defense drops, attack boosts, and kind of supplemented. But I think there's a lot of depth that can be added that we see in other forms of Pokemon games, such as VGC, that could be implemented into the Go Battle League and PvP in general to really shake it up and make it even more dynamic.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch on your point as well, Necra, about the switch timer. The 60-second timer can feel like an eternity, especially when you're hard countered. But there was a phase during April Fools where Niantic reduced it to 30 seconds, and you saw kind of to play off what you said as well. That kind of door would open and close, so you could swap in, you could throw like a superpower or a wild charge, do a couple of fast moves, and then jump right out. I thought it was really dynamic. I mean, based on your experience with your Go Battle League battles, would you like to see a shorter switch timer? Would that be fun?
I think it really depends on like if it's like a themed cup or if it just ends up being kind of just like the OG Great Battle League or whatever it is that you're playing. I think especially when you are in a position where maybe there are a lot of type resistances, It might be a little nice to have a shorter cooldown timer on the switches just so you can jockey for position a little bit better, see if you can kind of carve out an advantage. But I don't know. I kind of like where it is right now. To be honest, and maybe that's a bit of a hot take, but I kind of like where it is. I think it allows there to be a little bit more of like a developed meta when it comes down to kind of like what charge moves you're looking to have, and also what kind of Pokemon you want to have on your team. So that's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah, King. What do you think?
Yeah, and, I feel like they're two very different games. So when you're playing with like 60-second clock, there's like, in my opinion, a little bit more strategy, a little bit more of like team building that applies to it. A lot more like ABB constructs that make a lot of sense. Versus 30-second timer, it's like very like tactics, like very much like catching moves and timing and debuffing and switching out. And I feel like I can't even breathe when it's like the 30-second timer, because I'm like constantly thinking, and I love catching moves, right? I love like taking advantage of counts and trying to predict my opponents. But it's a lot more like tactics versus like in a longer time period, you can take advantage of like potentially farming down an opponent, coming in with energy, like overcoming it those ways, in a little bit more of a longer winded way of winning the game versus like you can win the game. It's like almost the teams don't even matter because you can just keep cycling in the switch clocks and take advantage of charge move differences that take up such a large percentage of the switch clock.
So I have to, as a counterpoint to what you said, King, I have to say I'm the opposite. When the switch timer is shorter, I actually think less. Because I think, okay, I'm not trapped into this matchup. My team comp doesn't really matter as much. I can just superpower and escape. Superpower escape. So for me personally, I think it's a little bit more. I kind of turn my brain off a little bit and try not to read comps as hard as usual. But chat, as you notice, we have been talking for a little while. I wanted to hear from Nekra. I wanted to hear from King. These are fantastic shoutcasters, and as you can tell, we also had some really cool facts playing at the lower part of the screen. The lower third is what they call it in the industry, if I'm correct. And I hope you enjoy those as well. Again, shout out to Nightwing running a absolutely fantastic production every single time at the GBLA. With that said, casters, we're heading into our Ultra League sets here. Once we get our predictions ramped up and going, let's take a look.
I hope everyone is having a great time as we move into the Ultra League round where we have Magic Mason and Cool Kid. Mason has made 2 appearances in GBLA so far, while Cool Kid has made a stunning 7 appearances in 2 seasons of GBLA. That's literally 7 of 16 weeks where Cool Kid has been in the top 8 of the leaderboards of GBL. And this is Cool Kid's second appearance in the grand finals, so nerves are certainly high for both competitors. Mason has beaten Hot Pocket and Onion Frank, who ended up in the top of the leaderboards for GBL Season 9. And so Mason has certainly had his fair share of tough competitors, but oddly enough, Cool Kid has beaten Onion Frank to make his championship appearance. So this is the first time that Mason will be pitted against Cool Kid. Certainly they know how to beat the best, but can they find a way to take the win over one another? Bet your channel points. My points are definitely going to Cool Kid. He certainly has the experience, the consistency, and he's definitely been in the grand finals before, so I'm pretty sure he's going to beat Mason today. But Mason is also a tough competitor, and I think this is going to be a very tough match for Cool Kid. But bet your channel points. Cool Kid for the win.
All right, chat, we are back and we are headed to a brand new destination. We have not arrived in the Ultra League yet, but as you know, it is a 2,500 CP cap. Again, the GPLA is all about crowning the most well-rounded battler, and these 2 trainers are getting a second chance to test their skills in the league in which they won their respective weeks. We're going to take a look here at Magic Mason taking on Cool Kid 4560. Casters, I'll wait for your cue. Are you ready to see some more battles?
I'm definitely excited to see some more battles.
I was like, do I play the suspense a little bit? Keep chat waiting? No. Let's get to the good stuff, everybody. Let's get to those battles that you are all here to see. Ultra League. I gotta admit, I don't have a whole lot of experience with this one. I know some of the Pokemon that are pretty typical to see here, like Charizard's one of my favorites. But I hope we get a chance to see a Charizard, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what these trainers bring.
All right, with that said, let's take a look. We do have Magic Mason on the left side of your screen. Cool Kid is on the right side as these trainers get their screens synced up. Chat, I hope you're having a great time so far. We got more battles coming at you. Looks like Gyarados into Kingdra.
Ooh, so this is a favorable matchup for Magic Mason since the is dealing super effective damage with those Dragon Breaths. So, but we're going to see how Cool Kid is electing to stay. And interesting that Magic Mason not choosing to throw the move, gonna choose to try to farm down this Kingdra. But if it does get the debuff, no debuff coming through, and we actually see a Alolan Muck come in. But this is gonna be a tough matchup for Cool Kid to deal with, especially with the Escavalier with its steel typing, double resisting these poison jabs.
I mean, take a look at how little damage that Escavalier is taking, and even though, we will be seeing a charge attack come out from Magic Mason, Cool Kid is, of course, going to be electing to try to block that. Drill Run going to be super effective into that Pokemon, but I don't know. I feel like Magic Mason might not want to block this Dark Pulse here. It's not going to do too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since Alolan, not choosing to shield at all. This is a very curious move.
Maybe confident that Gyarados can kind of pick it up.
Yeah, I guess confident that the Gyarados has a type advantage in the back. And if they actually do get this Dragon Breath down, actually going to throw the Crunch. We're going to probably see no shield. We will likely see the Gyarados stay in and throw the Crunch onto the Gengar. But Gengar is very dangerous with energy. We're going to see... electing to throw the Aqua Tail. Does Cool Kid know that this is just going to be an Aqua Tail? Gengar is super squishy. Oh, man. Makes the huge call there. Oh, man. That's actually pretty huge. But these wing attacks are going to do quite a bit of damage, and this is still going to be a huge hill for Cool Kid to climb, especially since these Night Slashes do super effective damage.
Yeah, the block definitely going to be necessary here, especially because Cool Kid is on their final Pokemon. Can Gengar actually clutch this out? Magic Mason has another Protect Shield remaining, as well as
oh my gosh! End up surviving the Shadow Ball. Oh my gosh! What? I actually did not expect it to survive, and survive with 1 HP afterwards. Wow, that was... Someone check the IVs on that Gliscor. Oh my gosh. That was... Wow, okay. I thought it was over when the shield did not come up.
Yeah, I was not expecting for that Gliscor to be able to secure the knockout onto that Gengar at all. But Magic Mason is going to take the first game of this best of 3. Cool Kid just kind of looked like, I think, King, you were saying that the Gyarados had a bit of an advantage heading into this particular matchup. So, going into a game number 2, what kind of adjustments do you think Cool Kid could make to give themselves a little bit more of an edge?
Yeah, honestly, I think Cool Kid played that almost perfectly. Almost played that perfectly despite the massive type disadvantage across all 3 Pokemon. And we saw, I honestly, if I was Cool Kid, I'd say just keep playing it cool because you actually did pretty well in game number 1, despite getting almost completely hard countered.
Yeah, that was really tough. I'm sure you could see me. I was miming my reactions. I was like, oh oh my god, I couldn't contain myself. Those are some insane plays by Cool Kid, and we saw Cool Kid's Gengar really just demolish the competition during his week where he won the tournament. So seeing it return is very, very spooky here. We're out of the Halloween Cup, but the spookiness is still in the air. We saw as well, Cool Kid fought viciously for shield advantage. He did take that shield advantage, then made the switch, kind of giving it up early. They're the big three, as I call them. And King, you might call them something different. Shield advantage, switch advantage, energy advantage. And sometimes getting one of those over the others can matter a whole lot, especially when you're at a typing disadvantage. Enough energy to overcome a matchup can be very, very clutch in those moments. But casters, that was just game one. Are you excited to head to game two?
Oh, yeah.
We are an ultra, and we are about to head into game two.
Ooh. Excuse me. I'm allergic to waiting.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get into this game number 2. Oh boy. I mean, hey, I think both of these trainers obviously played incredibly well, but we're gonna see Empoleon versus Machamp King.
I don't know where Magic Mason pulls these leads out of what kind of magical hat, but I gotta order one. Right? Because this is quite a. Magic Mason must know that this is a Shadow Ball, not going to be a Focus Blast. But honestly, still does a lot of damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Gengar, even resisted, does quite a bit of damage. We're going to see Magic Mason throw one before the Gengar gets to the Shadow Ball. But Cool Kid actually electing to shield, knowing that the poison jabs are double resisted by the Gengar. So not too worried. Oh, my. Okay, interesting. Going to double shield here. Going to try to win switch almost at all costs, which is not too bad of an idea, especially since Cool Kid has a Togekiss in the back, and this is going to be very difficult for Magic Mason to win switch advantage. Honestly, you got to let this go because you're just going to end up giving up your 2 shield advantage and actually just barely. Okay, we're going to see. Oh, man, this is
Yeah, I mean, I think what's really interesting from just a perspective of a more casual viewer is that Cool Kid utilizing both those Protect Shields so early almost makes it look like they have the disadvantage going into the remainder of this battle. But the fact that, as you mentioned, King, this Gengar can be heavy hitting, securing knockout after knockout, this is absolutely huge, forcing Magic Mason into a position to also start using Protect Shields, while Gengar is throwing out charged attack after charged attack.
Okay, well, Magic Mason is very confident in his Machamp. Unfortunately, not really going to like... Oh, you don't see that too often in Machamp countering down. Unfortunately, going to be met... I think Cool Kid terms this the kiss of death. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Togekiss is going to be doing super effective damage into that Machamp. Unfortunately, that's also a ton of damage coming in from that Rock Slide. But wow, we still have a Lapras on the field, and Empoleon getting switched in here as well, but not for too much longer. Cool Kid with a very decisive Game 2 victory.
I gotta say, chat was blowing up. Chat was saying, this game is over. Oh, this is done. Magic Mason has this one in the bag, but Cool Kid's Gengar is something special. We saw it take both shields, flip switch, and that was all Cool Kid needed. That was the recipe for success. That was an incredible play, and Cool Kid is no stranger to the Gengar. Casters, I have to ask you, you've been through 2 games so far. You've seen the Gengar, even the Dark-type Alolan Muck can't stop it. How do you put an end to the Gengar, or do you overcorrect, maybe get a little too scared, and the Gengar doesn't show?
That's always the tough thing, right? Especially when you're just taking a look at like a general team preview of, you know, what do I think my opponent will bring, and then what should I do against that? It's so difficult to choose kind of what school of thought you should really follow, because you could get hard countered by the hard counter. You know, there are a lot of mind games to definitely be played there, but I would love to default to you, King, for this one, because that Gengar just looks completely unstoppable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Magic Mason made the perfect team read, but Cool Kid, Gengar is just so deadly with its Shadow Balls and able to Cool Kid committed to committing 2 shields. I actually thought Cool Kid was going to throw a little bit earlier to try to CMP and not go down 2 shields, but saw the writing on the wall and was able to overcome it. But honestly, if you're both these battlers, you're confident that you can win, whether or not you win the lead or lose the lead.
Exactly right. I mean, Gengar is just really, really powerful. Let's see if it comes back in a decisive game 3. Chat, let's get hyped. This is it.
I just love that for all of our matches so far in this grand finals, we have had every single match go to a decisive game number 3. And we're seeing even another switch up here. It's going to be Cool Kid actually kicking it off with the Machamp, but here comes that Gengar. And another switch in here from Magic Mason to show off 2 of the Pokemon from each team, King.
Yeah, this is, again, we're going to run to this kind of a interesting situation, right? Because not quite as hard of a counter, but Venusaur into Charizard potentially is what Cool Kid is looking at. Do you shield this first one if you're Magic Mason, or do you elect to take the 2 shield advantage? Oh, actually going for the bait this time, trying to make a big read. Unfortunately, Magic Mason electing not to shield. This Shadow Ball also won't KO if it, but it will put it pretty low, and likely we'll see the farm down afterwards from the Gengar.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you know that something like a Dark Pulse is going to be coming out here into the Gengar, if you're Cool Kid, you want to preserve as much HP as possible on this Gengar. So it doesn't really surprise me too much that Cool Kid at this point has used both of their protective shields. But what comes next? I think that, Magic Mason right now is bringing 2 Pokemon with pretty high, if not full HP at this point. So let's see what Magic Mason does.
Oh my gosh, Magic Mason just refusing to shield despite having 2 shields. Cool Kid throwing the bait that honestly almost virtually any other trainer would shield. Does end up shielding the Shadow Punch here, and this should just be another punch, but it is going to put it pretty low. We're going to see whether or not Magic Mason's going to be able to pull this out, and we're likely going to see the Aqua Tail come in onto. Oh, actually, going to immediately swap, and we want. Oh, okay. Tried to catch the move there. There's actually a wing attack Charizard, which is actually going to deal super effective damage. But Charizard, a fan favorite, but unfortunately not a huge fan of these Sludge Bombs, which is actually going to deal quite a bit of damage. And we're going to see this shield actually going to be really huge for Magic Mason. But we're going to see... Oh, actually choosing not to shield.
Good call then, though, because the Dragon Claw actually didn't do too much damage. Will afford Magic Mason another opportunity to go for another charged attack. And Cool Kid doesn't have any protective shields remaining, using them very, very early on in this battle. But Machamp, sitting at pretty healthy HP, is definitely going to be able to knock out this Venusaur.
This is very bad for... you got to call the bait here, right? Like, you don't really have it. You don't have any other choice. Okay. Oh,
block
man.
out, though. But, Gyarados did have a lot of energy.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter at this point in time. Honestly, the Shadow Machamp is very glassy, but in Ultra League, Pokemon are significantly more buffed, and just going to go straight for another Cross Chop, which actually should be more than enough to take out the Gyarados. Actually, does survive with a little bit of HP, but Machamp able to counter down, and Cool Kid winning with that Gengar switch in. Honestly, I thought Magic Mason might have considered going to a harder counter versus that Gengar, knowing that Cool Kid does love to safe switch, but Magic Mason sticking to his guns and basically playing almost the same matchup, and end up being a really close game there.
Wow. Casters, I gotta say, we saw that Gengar switch in. We saw it get answered by that Poison Dark Alola Muck twice, and the Gengar overcame it both times. I think Cool Kid is one of the best trainers in the world at energy management. We see him farm down Pokemon with the Gengar, get his Shadow Ball and his Shadow Punch ready, really kind of put your back against the wall, making that decision. Do you shield a move that could do 75, 80% of my Pokemon's health, or do you shield a bait? Very, very tough mind games to play, and he did the same thing with the Machamp, farming down that Venusaur, getting the double cross chop. Cool Kid with energy, man, it's unstoppable.
Yeah, that was so impressive to watch. I definitely taking some notes for my own PvP play, so that's really awesome to get a chance to watch that in real time. But yeah, wow, that was a really close game number 3. Especially because I felt like there was a certain point where Magic Mason looked like they might have had an answer to Cool Kids Gengar, but I want Gengar on my team. I need to trade one right now.
I gotta say, the Charizard came out, but it kind of fizzled a bit under those heavy sludge bombs for Venusaur,
Little
right? But I was happy we
disappointing.
got to see it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, with that said, we are getting queued up to head to a different league, everyone's favorite league. We're heading into the Open Great League for our last pair of the group stage. We've already seen 3 competitors advance to the Final Four. If you can't remember who they are, chat, that's fine. We're going to show you the bracket here. But if you do know who those 3 competitors are, go ahead and drop them in the chat and let us know. Let us test your memory here to see who these trainers are. With that said, our next pairing is N. Lucio versus I'm with Badufus. And I guess for the whole cast, I'm just going to say it as a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we see here, chat, we have moved down the bracket. We're now to those 2 blue panels at the bottom. And Lucio and I'm with Badufus, both of these trainers winning in the Great League GBLA weeks during their respective appearances. And Lucio with one of my favorite comebacks of all time. He went down 0-2 in the finals for his week and stormed back with a 3-0. And guess what, casters? You know what I'm with Badufus did? He did the exact same thing. These are the 2 comeback kids, and they are squaring off here in the Open Great League. It's going to be a thrill to watch. As our predictions get queued up here, chat, make sure to bet those channel points. And Lucio, I'm with Badufus, squaring off. I got to ask, Nekra, if you've ever been behind in a matchup, what goes through your head? Do you say, just stay cool like Cool Kid? Or what do you think?
I think you just stay cool like Cool Kid. Stick to your game plan. Make sure that you are continuing to be confident with your strategy that you walked into that game with. You never know. Maybe there's gonna be. Maybe you call a bait correctly. Maybe you end up getting a good switch in. Like there's so many different aspects of the game that really could go in your favor, and so you never know when you're gonna get a chance like that. Just stay cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah. King, have you ever actually been behind in a matchup, King? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, no, certainly have.
Never.
I think definitely staying cool and collected, and then as well trying to learn from your previous games, understand the tendencies of these battlers. But these people are the top of the leaderboard frequently, right? They're in the small pool of players that they play each other to climb the leaderboard. So these players know each other like the back of their hands. So you got to figure out how you're going to be able to overcome and be able to win the lead, lose the lead, win the switch in, lose the switch in, right? You just got to try to find a way to win.
Exactly. With that said, let's take a look at Math Magic's prediction for this set.
Our last group stage is with N. Lucio and I'm with Badufus. N. Lucio has made 1 GBL appearance, and that was this season, where he defeated Ferrixter and Zygomatic to face Maro Maran, a Japanese content creator, in the finals of Week 2. I'm with Badufus has made only 1 GBLA appearance, and that was also this season. So we have these 2 fresh faces. I'm with Badufus faced Cool Kid and Swampier to sneak out a win last week in the Week 8 tournament. So I'm hopeful that both of these two competitors are up for the pressure. The winner will face That Boy J in the semifinals, and I don't think we've seen them play battles outside of Great League. So I think I'm with Badufus is definitely the heavy favorite, right? He's running off on the adrenaline of winning last week. But I'm sure that N. Lucio will take his experience of beating Ferrixter and Maro into planning his teams. Maybe we'll see a Bidoof enter the arena for the first time. Or maybe we'll see a Ludicolo from N. Lucio's side. Bet your channel points, people, and I will see you in the semifinals.
I'll tell you what, Chad, we always love the underdog. We love a great American comeback story. I'm a big fan of Rocky. Personally, I love those movies, and I love to see a comeback from a trainer that's a bit underrated. We saw N. Lucio enter his tournament at number 17 in the world. Now, Chat, as you know, we invite the top 8 trainers, but maybe there's a prior obligation. Maybe someone declines. Maybe we can't contact somebody. We move down the list. N. Lucio waited his turn, and he got a shot in his weekly tournament. I can't wait to see what he does with this one. But Doofus, also a very similar story. I don't know, casters, are you ready to see some of the best players in terms of comebacks? Are you ready to see them throw down?
Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. You gotta get the Rocky pose in there. Is that what it is?
All right, let's do it. Let's take a look here. We're headed to the Open Great League, chat. Enjoy. All right, chat, as we get these screens synced up, Deoxys lead into Deoxys.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. All right. That's a lot of Deoxys on the field right now.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. Right. Well, one of them saying winning is in my DNA, and the other saying me too. Me too, right? So we're gonna see the Thunderbolts. They're gonna do neutral damage to each other. The counters are resisted. We're gonna see what moveset Bidufus has. If it does have a rock slide. Actually electing to switch out to. Oh my gosh, this is actually very bad for and Lucius. This Grimer has a huge type advantage versus this entire team, and Bidufus realizes this, and this is going to be a pretty interesting situation here. Coming with a double dark team, but one of the darks having this poison typing, which is really good against grass, and the dark obviously really good against psychic. Actually going to elect to go into Shadow Abomasnow. Shadow Abomasnow taking a lot of damage, but also dishing out a lot of damage with these powder snows. Just throwing the crunch, but still going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is where Abomasnow can start to make a little bit of a difference. Will be starting to go for that charged attack, but I'm with Bidufus still has a Protect Shield remaining, so I like seeing that come out here just to be able to make sure that that Grimer is going to continue to do a lot of work. But and Lucio, with a great management of energy resources, should be able to fire off another Weather Ball here and secure the knockout onto that Grimer. But King, I feel like this is where it also gets a little tough, because now Bidufus's Deoxys is back on the field.
Honestly, if you're oh man, you got to go to Shift Trade. Hope that you catch a Thunderbolt or a Psycho Boost. Unfortunately, I'm actually electing to go into. This is interesting here. Gonna basically sacrifice this Deoxys at this point in time. This Rock Slide, obviously. Gonna catch it onto. Oh man, this is a very glassy Pokemon. As you can see, it's short stature, not going to be able to take these rock slides very well, not going to be able to take these counters very well. But we're going to see whether or not, oh man.
Ooh, this is definitely a tough position to be in, especially because N. Lucio doesn't have any Protect Shields remaining, just has to take the raw rock slide. But N. Lucio's Deoxys is coming back in with energy, with the ability to get down another charge attack. But is it going to be enough? And Lucio has timed it, so they should be able to get off 2 charge attacks back to back. But it's Umbreon in the back. There's no.
Honestly, the Umbreon could have took a nap, right? Got some coffee, still get hit by counters, and still would have been able to snarl down that Deoxys at that point in time. So.
I gotta say, we were speaking to this earlier, King. Sometimes, even if you're not very experienced with the trainer, you can make reads on their team comp. We did see the Psychic types in the lead for both trainers, and Psychic Dark is a classic core, very, very powerful in an open format like Great League. We did see different shades of Dark, though, with the Shiftry in the back and Lucio rocking that double grass line against a very poisonous meta, right? And we saw a Alolan Grimer jump in there and just totally wreck his day. So in Lucio dropping game 1, Bidufus is in the lead. As we know, this is a best of 3, so whoever picks up, or excuse me, if Bidufus picks up this next win, he will advance. Casters, what do you think? What's going through your minds here? Do you bring double grass again? That's too crazy. That's too crazy, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't personally against a lineup that the trader I'm with Bidoophis has brought, but maybe also again goes back to that kind of school of thought of, well, if they think I'm gonna switch, then do I switch
Double
the
down.
switch? Like, do I double down it in a certain way? I don't know. Only time will tell, I guess.
Honestly, you cannot lose to I'm with Bidoophis, or else you're gonna feel people are gonna call you out and call you the one that's the Bidoophis. So you gotta try to win at all costs. Reputation, cash prize, just this. Forget everything else. You gotta win this game.
All right. Well, let's not wait any longer. Heading into game 2, let's see how these two comeback kids duke it out.
All right.
right.
I love the big trainer poses at the very beginning. Just, turning the hats backward. Let's get ready to go. Lucio kicking things off with this Skarmory. And I'm with Bidoophis does have the Metacham online. I also like that we're seeing some very interesting Pokemon in the back for both of these players. That Greedent and that, wow, that,
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, both of them being very calculated here. Obviously, Nidoqueen is not that okay. Interesting shielding here. Obviously, making the read that this Metacham is very dangerous for their backline. So, going to try to take out the Metacham as soon as possible. Probably not going to shield this because it's just an Ice Punch. And going to look to land the Sky Attack against this Metacham. It's actually a pretty close matchup, but still favoring Skarmory since these Air Slashes are super effective. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, a good protect coming out here from I'm with Bidoophis. Obviously, that is going to deal super effective damage, and especially as a charge attack, that is for sure to be a knockout. But a nice switch in here from Lucio to be able to bring out the Vigoroth, and it will be able to take that Ice Punch pretty handedly as we see another switch now come through with that Nidoqueen hitting the field for I'm with Bidoophis.
Yeah, this Nidoqueen is pretty dangerous, but as a shadow variant, it does take quite a bit of damage from these body slams. So it's going to have to throw at some point in time. And I don't know if a Poison Fang does not KO, which I'm not 100% sure it does. This might be. Oh, it does not. It does not. That is very bad. That is very bad.
Yeah, and Lucio might just have a huge leg up now, being able to secure the knockout onto that Shadow Nidoqueen with the body slam. Still has a little bit of HP left, but it's going to be going down to whatever quick attack does come out here. It's going to be Metacham that's going to hit the field. That is going to be a very fast knockout, but here's that Diggersby.
Oh my gosh, just going to completely sack. This is maybe like a little too hard of a read. Just okay.
Wow.
Okay, interesting situation here. This is obviously a favorable situation for the Diggersby against Greedent. Both two very tanky Pokemon, and we're going to see the body slam spam come out, but Diggersby doesn't really care about these body slams or the super effective bullet seeds. And we're going to see one more Earthquake, should be able to take it out. This going to try to sneak a move in, but this Diggersby looks like it's just one mud shot away. Oh, actually, electing not to shield here. This is a curious move there.
Still banking up energy as well. Letting Greedent get off another body slam. This time, though, and Lucio is going to use that final protect shield. So we'll be able to block that damage to give Diggersby the time to fire back with that Earthquake. That should be able to knock out the Greedent. There are no protect shields remaining for Bidoophis. And it's just one Pokemon versus one Pokemon. Oh, nice. Okay, that was great energy management there by Lucio to make sure that they timed it correctly to be able to deal the final blow and knockout with that Fire Punch.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off of Necro's point there. The overfarm looked weird. I heard King kind of skip a beat. You're like, man, he's not throwing the earthquake. You know, here comes another body slam. The pressure is piling on, but Lucio stayed cool. Those extra mud shots allowed him to outpace the Metachamp to the ice punch, which would have been fatal because that Skarmory was out of the picture. So very, very nice play by Lucio. I'm serious. He is the best Diggersby player I've ever seen, and he used it in his weekly tournament as well.
Yeah, nice to see the kind of the callback to what they were able to take that week with and bring that into the grand finals. So I love getting a chance to see that Pokemon also perform super well. We don't get a chance to see a lot of Diggersby at VGC. It's just not good. I don't know how else to put it. It's just not good. But it's great to see it have a huge effect here in this match, and it also brings the match to another tied and close series. We have to go to a game 3 to decide everything again.
Exactly. Let's see who makes the comeback here, heading into a decisive game 3. Chat, let's get energized. Here we go.
All right. Whew. This is
the pressure is on.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, it's Umbreon and Abomasnow, King.
This is a very close matchup between these two. Actually electing to switch out right away. Gonna go into, has the appropriate answer with the Jellicent. We're gonna see whether or not gonna go straight Earth Power. It actually does quite a bit of damage. 2 Earth Powers is enough to KO the Jellicent. But resisting the Poison Jazz feels pretty comfortable in this matchup. Let's see whether or not electing to bait or not. Gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. Unlikely we see the shield, just because the Umbreon is going to be able to fully farm down this. Oh my gosh! Okay, this is a pretty interesting situation in the back.
Yeah,
this is going to be very curious, right? So it's like obviously the Shadow Vic versus the Azumarill is going to be not a great matchup for it, but this Umbreon is going to take a lot of Bubble Beam damage, so you can't realistically switch in a Shadow Vic into the Umbreon, but you also don't want to be a million times debuffed here. So this is a very curious
position, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my gosh!
What?
That's actually very bad. That is very bad. That is very. Oh my gosh! This is. But the thing is, like this Umbreon is very debuffed. Oh man! Okay! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What the heck is happening here? Okay.
Shadow Victimo comes in here.
Okay, someone is making. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What?
You see the Shadow Vic double shielding, making a hard call here, right?
Okay, but this it has a Shadow Ball already.
This is so close. Yeah, Jellicent gonna be able to use the Shadow Ball. It does get the knockout onto the Victory Bell, so the last Pokemon remaining is gonna be that Umbreon, which takes a quick knockout onto the Jellicent. It is going to be Umbreon versus Azumarill. With Medupas just quick.
Oh my gosh, Kev.
Medupas said, "I will have none of that." Right?
Oh no.
Oh my goodness! I see chat is blowing up. So from a strategic perspective, right? I feel like our brains kind of broke there for a moment. So let's just take a recap.
Yeah,
right?
So I think Medupas was trying to make a read that Lynn Lucio has played ABB the first 2 games, right? So predicting the last Pokemon was probably predicting that it was going to be a Sableye. Double Ghost, right? In the back, right? So that was the prediction. Ended up being double water, which ended up not being so great of a situation. And then willing to sacrifice the Shadow Vic under the premise of that assumption. But we called that kind of situation the very tough situation of like, do you stay in with your Umbreon that's already been 2 or 3? I don't even know how many Bubble Beams it has taken, but it's been already 2 or 3 staged debuffed at that point in time, despite having a lot of energy, and probably saw how much that foul play did against the Abomasnow and said it's not worth it. in case it is a Sableye in the back. Or Trevenant or Cove Rodriguez. If it would have made any of those predictions in the back, that play would have looked genius. So obviously we had the benefit of seeing both the teams. And sometimes you have to make those really difficult calls to try to win the game. But yeah, that was obviously extremely. If it was a Sableye or Cove Rodriguez or Trevenant in the back, that would have looked like the most genius play in GBL history. But unfortunately, in that situation, it was a little bit too risky of a play.
My goodness, it kind of felt like you were waiting for a cab. You're holding your thumb out, you're waiting for the cab, and then it just drives by and splashes you. There's just nothing you can do in that position. Again, Bidoof had such a good spot if he could line the Victory Bell up against the Azu and the Jellicent. But again, King, I think you made a really good point trying to make the call, and that was the wrong call.
Yeah, I think maybe the analogy is that you tried to call an Uber, the Uber didn't come, and then someone showed up in a taxi, and you're like, no, I'd rather step in this puddle. That's like you had a bailout plan, but you decided to step in the puddle anyway. So I get that.
Necra, have you ever seen any kind of like going out on a limb and making a call like that? Have you ever seen that in a big like VGC tournament, or has anything?
Oh my god, that happens all the time. Every single turn, you are trying to read what your opponent is doing. It's like when you're selecting your moves, trying to predict your switches, or just trying to figure out what's going to happen for the next turn. It's a constant mind game battle of, do I protect here? What if they don't attack that Pokemon? Like, what do I do if I want to Dynamax? Because that's a mechanic that we work with as well. It's just super interesting to get a chance to see how that also is a factor in Pokemon Go, and at such a high level that you have to constantly be thinking about, what is that final Pokemon in the back, and can I set myself up for success for that? And that was obviously a very high risk, high reward play.
I couldn't agree more. Chat, with that said, we've been through our group stage. Let's take a look here at our bracket and see how the Final Four stage has developed thus far. As we see here, a few trainers have advanced. YYDS, Ein Klein, Cool Kid, and then Necra. I know this is your first time on the GBLA, so in the middle of the bracket there, we actually make a switch. So normally that second seed would come from the Halloween pair. We move them down a spot to the third seed, and then we switch our third seed up to the second. Just a little switcheroo there just to add some unnecessary complexity, right?
No, I like that. No, I think it actually makes a lot of sense, because especially if you're going to do like Halloween Cup, like the themed great battles versus like the open great battle league, and then you've got the ultra versus the masters class. I don't know, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get rid of that feeling of having a loser's bracket versus winner's bracket. I wanted it to feel a little more balanced, so I kind of made the switch. But I like your analogy as well. It works particularly good in this grand finals situation. But you see those four trainers have advanced, and they're going to be facing off. But with the new stage, the battle format is changing as well. The arena will shift as these trainers move not only to a best of 5, but also a multi-league bout. As you see here, trainers, we've added some badges at the bottom of the screen. Game 1, going from left to right. Game 1 will be Open Great League. Game 2 will be Halloween Cup. We had a ton of Ultra League this season, so games 3 and 4 are going to be in the Ultra League, and then game 5 is a coin flip decision between Master League Classic and Master League Premier Classic. As always, we will have our handy stingers that will pop across the screen to let you know how we are transitioning as we move through this bracket. King, like you mentioned at the top of the cast, we want to find the best trainer, and having the Final Four and the championships be in a best of 5, I think is a good way to distill down what these trainers are really made of. All right, chat. With that said, we owe so many thanks to our sponsor, PV Poke, who has powered this tournament, powered the cash prize, and gives battlers a reason to push those leaderboards, to wait in 45-minute queues, to go through the struggle of trying to be the best like no one ever was. And we have a few friends who want to say thank you to PV Poke.
What's up, PV Poke? Just want to say a big thank you from myself and all of the Panic Party for all of your hard work and efforts you put into your website, and also giving back to the community. Wouldn't be here without you. So big thanks to you, Hakuna Matata.
On behalf of myself, on behalf of Falcor's Tale, and on behalf of the entire community, thank you so much to PvPoke for creating this website, first of all, being the absolute best possible resource that I use every single day, and for being just an absolute legend. Thank you so much, and enjoy the battles.
Tosh here, and on behalf of myself, Bach, and the entire PvP community, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done and all the resources you've given us on PvPoke to improve the battling experience. I know none of us would be here without you, and I really appreciate what you do for us every day. Thanks so much. Tosh out.
Hey PvPoke, Wholesome_ here from the Wholesome_ stream. Wanted to take a quick second to say thank you so much for all that you do for the PvP community. Much love from Wholesome_ and much love from Biggie.
PvPoke, just wanted to thank you for all the work you do for the community, obviously with the website itself, but also helping randos on Twitter and supporting GBLA. So yeah, thank you so much.
Hey Matt, Math Magic here. I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you've done for the community. I don't know where anyone would be without you and your PvPoke website and everything that you do for the community. Your support, your awesomeness, and your friendship. So thank you for everything.
Hello Matt, I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you do all the time, for everything that you do to the community, because without you, this part of the game could not be so enjoyable like it is already. And I can speak on behalf of all the Spanish communities that you're the best. Muchas gracias.
Still wondering why my boss doesn't realize the importance of PvPoke page in the work. I mean, it's blocked by Drapion and I don't understand why, because you can use it and learn and continue studying from it all the moves and all the ranks and all the meta Pokemon and all the contents, etc. You can find very useful information there. So thank you so much for creating this amazing, did I say amazing? Amazing page, and I hope that maybe in the future my boss decided to realize it, to unblock it. I promise I'm not going to use it too much.
Poke, this is Pranav, and I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you do. I definitely want to develop the skills, the team building knowledge, and just overall awareness in PvP without your website. So I'd say it's truly an honor and a privilege to have you as a part of our community. I hope all is well with you and you reach your goals personally and this season in GBL. So take care.
Hi, I'm the 6'4 Ninja, and I just want to say a big thank you to PvPoke. The tools you've built have been an invaluable resource to me on my journey as a Pokemon battler, coach, and analyst. So for myself and everyone else at the dojo, thank you.
Hey guys, just wanted to say a huge thank you to PvPoke. Honestly, what would we be without him? He's done so much for the community behind the scenes as well as with his website. But yeah, huge thank you to Matt. Really appreciate everything he does and hope he has a great day.
Hey Matt, we appreciate everything that you do for us, man. Without you, this community would be so lost. The knowledge that we've gained from PvPoke has been just ridiculous, you know, especially the Stunfisk Pelipper matchup. That's one of my favorite matchups. So, yeah, man. Thank you for everything that you do. Also, thank you for that great Alola Ninetales trade that we once had, because I would have never hit rank 1 in GBL without you. So, thanks, man.
Hi, PvPoke, my friend. It's London. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I want to just let you know that we appreciate all of the hard work and dedication that you put into an amazing resource that we have each and every month. I know that I wouldn't be the battler that I am without being able to fall back on the tools and the resources that you provided. So your contributions to this community are invaluable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as we like to say when we get these dubs, G to the G.
Hey everyone, it's Caleb. I just want to take a quick second to give a huge thank you to Matthew, the wonderful human being behind the PvPoke website. The work that he does for his community is just amazing, and honestly we are super lucky to have him as a part of this community and continue to just put in so much work behind the scenes and with the website and everything that goes along with it. If you aren't already a patron of his, definitely consider supporting PvPoke on Patreon. They range from as low as $1 a month to more than that. But as probably for most people, this is just like myself, it's probably the most visited website that you have. So definitely show them some love on that site. And to answer everyone's undying question as well, no, I still haven't received the Doritos yet. I don't know where they are. Yeah, we're upset about it. All right. Anyway, show PvPoke some love. See y'all later.
Hey guys, Nightwing here, and I know what you're thinking. Why does my hair look like this? It's because I just went to pvpoke.com and I am blown away. But real talk, Hakuna Matata Matt, you're a great dude. I'm lucky to know you, privileged to call you my friend, and I appreciate everything you do for this community. Thank you so much.
I don't see a way for Charizard to win this game.
Relax.
I wasn't prepared for that. Let's see how much this Blast Burn does. That was a lot of damage. I've never seen a non-super effective charge move do that much damage to Mastodon. Okay, Snorlax, I would love to hear your opinion on such a tanky boy doing so well in the GBLA format.
Snorlax. Lax.
You know,
I think you have to catch someplace. Both trainers have their finger on the trigger. I think they're thinking about it. Yep. Here comes Skarm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. I actually caught the move. DD gonna die with energy, but the DD is basically useless. So gonna be able to mudshot down, I think, after this. And oh my goodness, and even caught a Brave Bird.
It's the counter swap switch.
The Brave Bird would have done a ton to the Stunfisk at that point. So, but Jay not gonna be sniped here today.
How much are these Shadow Balls going to do? I don't think one Shadow Ball is going to quite KO, but even these Shadow Claws are starting to add up. I think this Gengar is going to be able to take out this Muck here with this next Shadow Ball and a couple more Shadow Claws. So this will be interesting.
I was going to say the energy pacing is another big difference here because those poison jabs just don't add up nearly as quickly. Swaps and lands the Brave Bird.
That was so close, almost came in, but I think we actually saw a CMP there. That Brave Bird would have done it here, but throws the Shadow Punch. Oh, throws the Shadow Punch. Okay, whoa. This is huge, and has the Shadow Ball. This is some of the most impressive use of energy and heads-up plays that I've ever seen in any matchup here. Shadow Ball taking out the Muck. This Gengar just going wild. That is absolutely incredible here from Cool Kid. Oh my gosh.
That is some of the best Gengar play I've ever seen, and that is not an understatement. That was absolutely stunning. The heads-up play to throw the Shadow Punch onto the Poison Fang right away. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but maybe it's a huge brain play. Oh, maybe just okay, well, it was indeed a huge brain play. Maybe just trying to stall out the clock or just get some confusion up before going into the Swampert.
Oh my god, here comes DD. It has a Psycho Boost, though.
Oh my gosh.
Is this... I think this might be it.
I think so. This is definitely going to KO, right?
Oh wow. My goodness.
Wait, can we recap what just happened?
Okay, man. Oh, man.
Wait, Dial Up
was so confident that Auburn was going to switch out. Didn't even bother throwing. That's actually kind of ludicrous.
Throwing on CMP here.
And throwing on CMP too. What the heck? That's actually kind of ludicrous.
But yeah, well.
Oh, shields it up! Man, Lucio making all the calls right now.
Here comes the Earthquake. Shielding again!
Another shield. The Nidoqueen still has an Earth Power stored up as well, but she's gonna throw right now. Will this knock out the Stunfisk? It will be huge.
Shadow Nidoqueen Earth Power bringing down the fist!
It does!
Throwing
and a Poison
the
Fang! And a oh my goodness.
The Fang setup! This is what you need, though.
It is! Now the Skarmory is debuffed. The Diggersby has a lot of play versus this thing. Man, usually this is quite a even matchup actually versus Skarmory and Diggersby with the debuff. Even though it has a health disadvantage, this might be in Lucio's favor.
Here comes the Fire Punch, takes a big chunk.
It's gonna come down to if he can get to the Brave Bird or not. Lucio
There we
already
go.
had 2 Fire Punches though. But if he gets to the second one, that will seal the deal.
Oh, throw again. Oh, and he gets it!
Wow. The bunny, the killer bunny. Putting in so much work right there.
The CMP tie, so
Actually, this is getting a little closer than I suspected. We see the Rock Slide
I
come through
agree.
here.
I think it doesn't live this Rock Slide.
Wait.
Okay. Oh, timer?
There's no way. Hold on. Hold the phone. Here comes a Rock Slide here.
Oh man.
Are you serious? There's no way, right?
Pause
Prana?
it. There might be a way. I think the animation takes 10 seconds and he's 1 air slash off, so you won't get to the move.
What?
Wow.
Dude, how? How on earth?
Oh, no, he's gonna switch right out.
Oh, no.
We're gonna see
Oh,
it.
no.
We're gonna see it blast.
All right, Tosh, let's get some booms in the chat. Are you ready? Here we go. Boom!
Boom! That never gets old.
Oh my goodness.
That never
I'm
gets old.
fine.
Mewtwo is devastating right here. And what are you gonna beat it with? Like, another charge move 2 seconds later.
And I think it's going to silence the Excadrill here as well.
Alga got boomed. Excadrill didn't even have a chance to react because 2 seconds later we get to another move. And this Excadrill just has nothing to do.
Oh, not even able to get the... Oh, it's going to strike again!
This is just disrespectful at this point. Mewtwo is just putting this team on its back. And I think on the other side, they're aware that this is they're not going to come back from this one.
All right, chat. I hope you enjoyed that thank you video to PvPoke. I don't think we can say it enough. Thank you so much, PvPoke, for all the work you do for the community. As you know, it's an open source website, but as Caleb pointed out, he does have a Patreon. Guys, sign up. I mean, if you pay a couple bucks a month, it still helps Kakuna to update his website with all the new metas, all the new themed cups that are coming, and just keep that site going. It's just an amazing resource. And PvPoke reached Legend last season, but he has minted more Legends than anyone else in the community, maybe compared to King. Maybe it's close, right? Back and forth there.
PvPoke is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, right? We're so fortunate. If we had half of PvPoke, doesn't matter top half, bottom half, he would still be the greatest contribution in this entire community. So.
Exactly right. As we saw there, the top 8 plays from the season as well played. It's just been a hype season. GBLA is always hype. The 6'4 Ninja is a big supporter of the channel, and he mentions to me almost on a bi-weekly basis, he'll message me and he'll say, hey, I really love the broadcast. I thought the battles were insane. I send my chat to watch because of the showcase of skill and talent that is the GBLA. As we've seen, a lot of these GBL battlers, maybe they battle in secret, maybe they don't participate in the streaming community, maybe they don't have a YouTube channel. So getting these battles is a sneak peek into the best of the best, and I hope that you've enjoyed it all of these weeks. So thank you so much, PvPoke, and thank you 6'4 Ninja as well for your contributions to our community. Casters, we have arrived at the Final Four stage. It's been hyped so far, but it's about to get even more intense. We're going to a best of 5 format for these battlers here. Are you excited? Necra, what do you think?
Yeah, I am so excited, especially because we got to just have a little bit of a taste of what each of these formats look like when the best of the best are playing in them. And of course, we're talking about the fact that it was the week winners of those particular formats battling out against each other in the group stage to get to the point where we are playing this rotating best of 5 format. So I can't wait to see how the trainers that maybe have a little bit less experience, or how they kind of adjust and adapt their strategy to the other leagues that are the ones that they haven't got that week win in yet.
Exactly. King, I mean, the league shift in GBL all the time. I know, especially with coaching, it can be difficult when a trainer is very comfortable in Great League, like Necra mentioned, but then they switch to Ultra, and sometimes the elo falls, it ebbs and flows with the leagues. How do you feel about the league shifts here?
I think this is a really test for some of these battlers, because I know some of them honestly only play Great League, right? They'll skip the rest of the league and be like, I'm going to climb, get the leaderboard, put it to my GBLA. when it's Great League or when it's Ultra or when it's Masters. So certainly a few of these trainers actually do specialize in particular leagues. So we're going to see how well they're going to be able to adapt and how much practice they're going to be able to get testing out different lines and different team compositions.
Exactly. Well, we had a couple of breaks there. I know chat is ready for some more intense battles, but let's take a quick peek at that grand finals bracket to look at our pairings and get an idea of who we're going to see first on the stream here. As we mentioned before, there's that switcheroo that happens in the middle, so we will see YYDS Ein Klein taking on Cool Kid. This is going to be an epic showdown. Casters, who do you think has the early edge here? And if you don't want to pick, I understand. These trainers are some of the best in the world.
I mean, just based off of the fact, I think the first matchup that we're going to see between YYDS and Cool Kid is going to be one of the hypest. I'm just thinking about the fact that like both of those matches were pretty close when we looked at them in the overall group stage. But not only that, it just feels like Cool Kid and YYDS have such a good idea of how to carve out an advantage for themselves in the game that they're playing. So seeing like the Ultra League winner versus the Masters League winner go up against each other, that one I think is way too close to call who's going to actually be able to take that home.
King, do you have any thoughts on the matchup here, or do you think we should just jump into these battles?
Let's just jump into these battles, I think.
All right, we're headed to the Open Great League for Game 1. These trainers are going to square off. Chat, let's get hyped. We have arrived at the final 4 stage. Let's see. Skarmory, Deoxys.
All right. YYDS kicking it off with this Skarmory versus Cool Kids Deoxys. And we saw how this was a super interesting way for Cool Kid to be able to win their first match. I mean, just Deoxys as a Pokemon has been so prevalent in the Great League that it doesn't surprise me at all to continue to see it stay for this first game.
So we're going to see how they're going to approach this. Interesting YYDS deciding to stay in, especially having 2 waters in the back, apparently not fearful of potential grass. So trying to make the right read here. And this won't quite faint the Deoxys, but it will put it pretty low that can get farmed down. Going to throw the Psycho Boost, because obviously not going to do very much damage since it is a Psychic Attack versus Steel type.
Yeah, not too much damage. Yeah, that's a quick switch for YYDS as well to bring out the Swampert, one of my favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Go for PvP. You can see that Surfix did come out super, super fast into that Lickitung that Cool Kid has switched out onto the field. Excuse me, Hydro Cannon. Want to make sure you got those Elite Charge TMs going. Absolutely. So Hydro Cannon not going to be clicked quick enough. That's a tongue twister.
Oh,
right
this Power Whip is definitely going to faint the Swampert. Going to put it very low. We're going to see how these are going to play it out. Cool Kid having the shield advantage, but in reality, the team comp disadvantage. But we're going to see how this is going to play out. Going to throw the Sky Attack, which the Lickitung is an extremely tanky Pokemon. Just says, bring the Sky Attack. I will just lick it all up.
Yeah, it survives that with no problem. Should be able to get off another charge attack here. As you can see that Lickitung is going to be going for another attack. And I think that at this point, YYDS just has to let the Skarmory fall. It does have one more protective shield, but it's all up to this Politoed now for YYDS.
Yeah, which Politoed does have the type advantage versus the Galarian Stunfisk, but down 2 shields to 0. Actually just going straight Earthquake. Very interesting move here, especially with 2 shields up. YYDS probably watching Magic Mason play a little bit too much, knowing that they will likely not shield. And Cool Kid actually going for the bait and actually getting the shield here. And this Earthquake is going to do a lot of damage to the Politoed.
Yeah, Weather Ball coming out, it will remove the final Protect Shield on the board for both of these trainers as Galarian Stunfisk very quickly goes for the Earthquake into the Politoed,
Oh,
and
God.
that's a ton of damage. Just
Yes.
a fast attack will be able to knock it out. Cool Kid winning that first game.
I bet
3-0.
I bet you a Cool Kid DM YYDS and be like, I told you so. Right? Okay. That was not that great of a joke, but we're going to get a little bit better as we move on. This is a best of 5. I have to save some of these better jokes for later on. So
We love the king jokes. Keep them coming. Man, that was an exciting match. I got to tell you, a couple of those movements going straight for the Earthquake. I kind of like that play in the moment because you don't know if that Politoed is packing the Blizzard or the Earthquake. So you kind of roll the dice there. I mean, sometimes these trainers really need to make a Hail Mary. Einklein was very far behind. I did not mean to rhyme there, but he was able to, unable, to come back from that deficit. Cool Kid taking game 1 against our Master League winner. It's going to be interesting to see how these matches develop. Let's go ahead and make the transition. We're heading into Halloween Cup. It's getting spooky in here, chat. Let's take a look.
All right, another bout with the Great League, but this time spooky flavor. We've got the Frostlass and the Drapion on the field, and I love seeing Frostlass here. It's not going to be taking too much very effective damage coming in from this Drapion, but you've got to watch out for that Drapion crunch, as that is going to be what YYDS Einklein selects to be the charge attack going into this Frostlass.
it's going to do quite a bit of damage, but because Frostlass Ghost typing does resist the poison sting, so it's going to be able to tank the move. And honestly, this Avalanche does a lot of damage. And Frostlass I believe, wins the one shield here because the Drapion really can't take an Avalanche, while the Frostlass can take a crunch despite the typing weirdness because of the fast move resistance. Oh, defense did fall there. But gonna still elect to farm versus these poison stings versus potentially trying to get to another move. We're going to see whether or not this Drapion is going to shield or not. Does not elect to shield. And one Dragon Tail will probably KO the Frostlass, especially with the defense drop. But you're looking at the matchup in the back. This is going to be a pretty tough matchup for the Cool Kid to win. But we're going to see how they're going to play this out. Does have the Gunk Shot. Going to go for the bait. We're going to see whether or not Cool Kid is going to call the bait. Last time YYDS did go straight for the nuke. Ooh, that is actually a humongous bait. And typically people carry... Well, it's uncertain whether or not people carry Outrage or Gunk Shot. But we might see Cool Kid try to catch here.
I think, Einklein just being, allowing that damage to come his way, that's definitely something that you can just take as a Dragalge here, but you cannot take a second foul play, so that last protective shield is going to be utilized while Dragalge now gets ready to go for the Aqua Tail. Mandibuzz just has to take this, and while we have seen Mandibuzz be incredibly tanky, it takes it on the chin, but it is time for that Toxic Rope to come out.
That was a very nice play, and this match is all but over. Drapion does not have many weaknesses, but ground is certainly one of them.
Yes.
The only weakness, so actually and this is going to do quite a bit of damage, and unless this Drapion can magically get to 2 crunches, this is definitely over.
Yeah, you can see the crunch just getting charged up there. Toxic Rope just has to take it with no protect shields remaining, but another fast attack coming through. And Einklein evens up the series. We are 1-1 right now in this best of 5. That means we still have a long way to go as well. We're getting at least 4 matches here for this best of 5. That's exciting.
Exactly right. Sometimes in these condensed metas, you look for Pokemon that can break through some of these typing dyads that you run into, Poison, Psychic, Dark, all these kinds of interactions. And I think Dragalge is a very interesting Pokemon that can do that due to the lack of steals, the lack of fairies. Dragalge's neutral damage is so impressive. We saw that defense fall from the a Drapion. I almost called it a Skarmory. From the Drapion into that Frostlass, and the Dragon Tail snipe was so good for denying the Avalanche, and that matchup just unfolded beautifully there for YYDS Einklein's favor. But like you said, Nekra, we've got more battles to go. We're headed to the Ultra League, chat. Let's do it.
All right. Game number 3 between YYDS Einklein and Cool Kid. As we can see their leads. Hopping on to the battlefield. We've got a Machamp for YYDS and an Empoleon, which is quickly switched out to a Machamp for Cool Kid.
Wow, we see the mirror match here. A bit interesting is Shield comes up as well. I think Cool Kid really on his heels wants to try to take back some advantage, burning that early Shield.
Yeah, you can see that Cool Kid has been just banking up a ton of energy for these charge attacks. And while we did see a Protect Shield come out for Cool Kid just moments ago, Einklein is now going to be using a shield of their own as the Muck comes out here to take another charge attack ready and waiting from Cool Kid's Machamp. Another cross chop. And you know, Alolan Muck, while it's able to dish out some good damage, is not really able to take it very well from some of these battles that we've seen so far.
It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. This Empoleon is going to be really important for the end game because YYDS does have a Snorlax ready, double ready for the Gengar safe switch, obviously doing their homework. We're going to see how this is going to play out. Oh, able to make it to the move. This is actually going to... actually electing to let it go, putting it all on Gengar. Gengar has not failed Cool Kid, but this is unfortunately for Cool Kid. YY Einklein actually has a really big sleeper pick in the form of Snorlax here, right? So
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Someone get their Poke Flute, and it might have to be Gengar to be able to knock out this Snorlax. But I think Snorlax has just awoken on its own at this point.
Absolutely. Struggling as it may, Gengar Shadow Ball obviously heavily resisted by the Snorlax, and it licks all the way down. This is a very tough spot for Empoleon, and it gets licked down as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask King, you mentioned that YYDS might be doing their research and their homework, maybe knowing that Gengar was in the back. Cool Kid has used Gengar to win his weekly tournament. He used it to advance to the Final Four stage, but it kind of failed him there against a hard counter Snorlax.
Yeah, and I like the adjustment that Cool Kid made, knowing that likely there's one of the opponents is gonna make a prediction there, but obviously Einklein was also ready, catching that cross chop, saving it for later, putting pressure on the Empoleon not to shield because knowing that the cross chop was going to come through, and obviously we saw one of the most famous lines in Ultra League used by one of the best streamers, one of the best battlers in the entire world in the form of wholesome underscore from the wholesome underscore stream.
Wholesome, you better clip that and use it in all your promotion materials. To get King to shout out your channel is a big deal. But no, that was really well played with the Wholesome team. I'm sure he's very, very proud. Nekra, I actually forgot to mention this to you, and people in chat might not know this either. Sorry, got a little tongue-tied. But these battles work the same way that GBL works, which means you can TM your Pokemon between rounds. That easily could have been a Focus Blast Gengar, and that option is still not out of the ruling here for Cool Kid going into Game 4. He could bring a Focus Blast Gengar this time as well. So the moveset adjustments are also big, and we saw the Snorlax shield just with an insurance policy, as much as we would love to see a Focus Blast land on the big Snorlax there.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point to make, is that, you know, while these trainers are preparing to enter into the next battle, especially if you're going to be playing, you know, Ultra League back-to-back, it's really kind of interesting to see how they're going to adjust their strategy. Again, the mind games that start to come into play here of, do I actually put Focus Blast onto the Gengar to be able to deal with the Snorlax that just gave me so much trouble? Is that even a Pokemon that's going to be brought to this specific version of the Ultra League as we enter into our next round? I really love and appreciate that is something that Pokemon Go has as a way to adjust between games, is that you can change the moves a little bit. And yeah, I love being able to see that in real time.
Exactly. I think we're gonna have to refund a lot of channel points here after this stream because everyone's redeeming Lick It Down. But this is a very professional broadcast chat, so you need to cut it out. All right, cut it out just a little bit.
I think at some point in time they don't get a refund because they should realize it's not functioning as intended, right? So they're just doing it to get the shout out from you, Speedius. So
I think so, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right. So with that said, we're heading into another bout in the Ultra League. Let's see if we get some more licks, chat, or if this one shapes up differently. All right, casters.
Four. We gotta give it a 4 match points. If Einklein does take this final game, they will be able to advance on to the championship.
Oh my gosh! This
wow, King, like what's going on here? Galarian Obstagoon versus this Lapras.
Yes, this is a very favorable matchup, especially with the cross shops. Going to be able to deal super effective damage with the counters and cross shops. This Lapras is farming up, realizing it has really bad matchups in the back in the form of Trevenant and Alolan Muck. Actually going to let this go. Not scared of the potential Skull Bash. And going to throw the cross chop. And obviously this Lapras is going to go down. We do expect the Alolan Muck to come in. And it should have... Oh, actually ends up surviving the move. This is actually pretty big because this Obstagoon's a really big obstacle for YYDS. So we're going to see the farm down. Obviously, we're going to see Alolan Muck come in, likely having Poison Jab. Not going to shield. These cross shops do not very much damage to Alolan Muck.
Yeah, that poison typing gonna kind of help out there, especially just because the Alolan Muck can be a little bulky depending on what it is being attacked with. But now with that Galarian Obstagoon out of the way, it is time to deal with the Charizard. So good charge attack coming in here from YYDS, and it will be using Acid Spray, but it gets blocked out by Cool Kid.
I really like that bait just because Incline is predicting that there is a Gengar in the back, and obviously you don't want to end up in that matchup with a whole nother Pokemon in the back. We do see the bait by Cool Kid. These wing attacks are adding up, and so are the poison jabs. We're going to see whether or not do you no shield here, knowing that the Gengar without shields is very bad. Oh man, this is going to be pretty interesting here. Likely we will not see the shield from Incline, knowing what's potentially in the back. I do expect an immediate switch out to the Trevenant, and actually not immediately switching out. Okay, gonna force it to dump energy, and this is gonna be a really tough situation for Cool Kid to come back from.
Yeah, that Charizard is going to get knocked out here, but that means that it is, it's going to get switched out, excuse me, that Gengar coming into the fold, but take a look at how much damage it has already taken, and with no Protect Shields remaining at this point, Trevenant might just deal the final blow to this Gengar, and as quickly as it entered onto the field, it is gone, and while Charizard is dealing super effective damage with those fast attacks, Einklein wins 3-1 in the semifinal.
Yeah, I'm guessing Einklein's Trevenant says, "Please leave," right? Because
excuse me. It's been nice. This stream has been awesome, but after that one, I think I gotta go. I think I gotta go.
I was predicting that outcome in the end, so I was just really holding it in, waiting for the battle's end. So, but obviously, fantastic read by Incline there at the end. I think throwing the Acid Spray was absolutely the perfect prediction, knowing that Cool Kid loves the Gengar in the back. So, and I actually thought that the Obstagoon was going to be really tough there, but somehow Incline's Lapras ends up surviving, which allowed the easy farm down against the Obstagoon.
Absolutely, King. Chat, if you could help me out, can we get some key yangs in chat? the way that CCO says it. Can we get some of those? I just wanted to point out the dynamic play of YYDS Einklein. He was really on his heels, King. We both saw that lead come out. Necra, that Obstagoon looked like it was poised to roll through that entire team. Einklein really showed their grit as a counter fighter, kind of weakening the Obstagoon, coming in with the muck, creating those opportunities. And we've seen Cool Kid close out so many matches with Gengar plus shield advantage, and he had no protect shields in that closing matchup and leaving that Gengar vulnerable. I just got to say, we were questioning this earlier. A trainer that won in the Master League, how do they adapt to each of these leagues as we progress? And I think Einklein has been very impressive. Would you agree, Necra?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that from my perspective, just like battling in the Masters class, that makes me nervous. You know, like there's a reason why I haven't touched it yet. There's a reason why I have like absolutely like little experience going into that particular league. It scares me. And so trainers that have like the gumption to be able to take on the Masters League and also perform at an incredibly high level, I feel like they do walk in with a lot of experience when it comes down to how they can take some of the learnings that they have had in the Masters League and how it kind of, you know, starts to trickle down in a certain way from ultra to great.
Yeah, I think, King, you can speak to this as well. I think the mechanics are inherently the same. You have some moves that are shared by Pokemon. For example, both Umbreon in the Great League and Zacian in the Master League both have access to Snarl. You've got Wild Charge present as well on other Pokemon, like even in Ultra League with Electivire Wild Charge, Zacian Wild Charge. There are these parallels, like Necro pointed out. And as you carry on through these leagues, if you carry that base knowledge that you've developed into these new leagues, it can really help you to make adjustments. But I just wanted to make a quick shout out as well. There was a Necra fact that popped up down there on the bottom. It says Necra has hosted VGC tournaments and hosted the Twitch Rivals event, which I thought was spectacular. And that was your introduction to the Pokemon Go community. Necra, where can people find you if they want to maybe watch more of your streams or watch you on YouTube or watch you cast a big time tournament?
Oh, well, thank you so much. I just want to say first off that it has been such a treat to be here and to continue to be a part of the Pokemon Go community. You all are so passionate, and I feed off of that type of passion and that love for especially a Pokemon game. Like, let's go. Let's absolutely go. I actually do some of my own content on Twitch. I actually finally got back to streaming on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Necra. I'm basically focused on Pokemon content. I'm playing through Brilliant Diamond right now. That's been a lot of fun, but also Incense Day is coming up. Community Day is coming up. So there's a lot of chances to be involved in that. We can just play together. But yeah, thank you again for having me here. And I hope to see more of you all in the future.
Absolutely, Necra. Thank you so much for being here. Again, when I sent the email, it was kind of like, I don't know, should probably go to the junk folder and we'll just try to go from there. But I really sincerely appreciate you coming on. I think, like I said in the introductory email, this feels like a handshake between VGC, Pokemon Go, and a preview of what's to come at Worlds 2022. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I've been wanting for a very, very long time for Pokemon Go PvP to be introduced into the World Championship Series. It just finally feels like it's the fact that it's finally happening. I'm just like, okay, finally. Yeah, you know, like, let's go. Like, it's finally happening. And the thing that I got most excited about, getting a chance to talk about it to a broad audience on the Twitch Rivals for the Pokemon Go event, and also getting a chance to sit here with all of you that are super hardcore Pokemon Go fans, is that there's so much skill expression that I feel like just doesn't necessarily always get the respect and kind of just like the spotlight that it deserves when it comes down to playing Pokemon Go PvP, because as we've seen in the battles today, it's a lot about energy management. It's all about making sure that you count how many attacks it's going to take to get up to your charge attack. It's also, how do you get your shield advantage? How do you make sure that you have the switch advantage? There's so many things that come into play when you're playing Pokemon Go. So I know I'm delaying getting to the next match, but I promise I'll wrap this up quick. I just gotta say, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Pokemon Go is gonna have a wonderful home within the World Championship Series, and so I'm expecting really, really big things next year.
Nice. I have to say Pokemon Go is also unique in the sense that, at least in my mind, it's kind of like a blending of traditional esport athletes with actually being an active athlete, because you have to go out there and catch those Azumarill. You have to go out there, catch the Vigoroth. You have to do the raids. You have to grind. You have to spend countless hours. King, I know that you also were a prolific grinder before you started into PvP as well. And you've helped a lot of trainers kind of get up to speed on their own PvP skills. So I don't think there's anyone in the chat who doesn't know who you are, King. But if they want more of your kind of content, where can they find you as well?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/KingIV, or you can find me on Twitter and YouTube at PogoKing. And again, thank you, Speedius, and thank you, Necro, and thank you everyone that's involved in GBLA. It's always a pleasure to be involved, or even to watch, and to be a big fan of it.
Well, I have to say, King, you're not the only person that makes content. Necra, you and I, we make content, but there are others within the GBLA that make fantastic stream content, and we actually have a small spotlight prepared for you, chat. So let's take a look at that.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Eastside Pastor here. I stream Pokemon Go GBL and raise money for families in need here in East Austin.
Win with 2 shields.
Without using them?
Without using them.
How's it going? Neil Armstrong here, and I stream GBL content. Here's a little bit of what you can expect if you come into one of my streams.
Dude. I have to shield this, like... What? No way! There's no way! He single moved, right? Alright, we're risking it, we're risking it. If this guy foul plays me now, I'm actually gonna lose my mind.
Hi, my name is Stan and I am a GBLA competitor. I stream myself and GBL battles on Twitch. Check out this clip from one of my earlier streams. Oh yes, Same volcano. Oh! Boom! Let's go!
Hi, I'm the 64 Ninja. I stream GBL content from the dojo Monday through Thursday starting at noon Pacific. If you swing by, you can expect to see content like this. Hypno in the back, it kind of makes sense to have Focus Blast given how many double steals are out there right now. Okay, I'm going to swap right here, and we're going to just tank this. This is my master plan. I'll just tank the Focus Blast.
Hey everyone, it's Alpha Hedonis here. Hedonis on Twitch. You guys can follow me at twitch.tv/Hedonis. And I'd also like to plug my good friend who's doing a partner push, twitch.tv/Neil Armstrong. Here's a clip of both of us. Okay. Neil, you look so good right now.
I don't know what to say.
No, I meant like your position. Okay.
Oh, my game, like in game. I was like, what?
No, I just.
Yeah.
I just.
Someone clip that.
What's going on, guys? Frosty ACY here. I competed in the GBLA Season 1 Week 3. I typically stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'll see you guys there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, Chad, I hope you enjoyed that creator spotlight. So many of these trainers in the GBLA make great content, and you can see exactly how they play live on stream. So make sure and drop them some follows. We want to get all of our Pokemon Go Twitch streamers partnered. We want them to have success, and thank you so much. Guys, also the teaser for GBL Throwdowns looks pretty hyped. We'll have to see what that is all about. Just a quick refresher here because we've taken a step away. The bracket is up, and now it is gone. We are back here. We're here on our pair 6 match. That Boy J taking on N Lucio. It's going to be a very exciting match. Trainers, we only have 2 more sets to go, and then it's all over. Let's find out who YYDS is going to meet in the finals. And you know what? I think we have a certain math magician that's going to join us here in just a moment to help us make this prediction. But casters, are you still feeling good? 2 more sets. It's almost there.
That means it's almost over. That's disappointing. But also we get to crown another GBLA champion, so that is super hype. I'm gonna go out and maybe pull a page out of King's book, but maybe this math magician could crunch some numbers.
Ooh.
I think we have to take a look now.
Okay. Let's see how strong his predictions are.
Welcome back, folks, to the second semifinals. We have That Boy J and N Lucio. That Boy J is certainly going to go out strong before retiring, and he's definitely going to put a strong showing. We have not seen these competitors play out Master League battles, so certainly they do not want to see Game 5 in this round, as it is a coin flip between Master League Premier Classic and Master League Classic. I would say that Boy J's strongest league is Great League, right? We've seen him compete in 2 Halloween Cup tournaments and winning one of the tournaments. So I think That Boy J is the heavy favorite over N Lucio. Bet your channel points on That Boy J. I think this will be a 3-0 sweep for That Boy J. He's going to take Great League, Halloween, and Ultra, mainly because he does not want to see Master League, but most definitely because he is too OP in Great League. Bet your channel points on That Boy J. I'll see you in the championship round.
All right, Jack, get those prediction points in. I know the YYDS trainers are very supportive, and I think a lot of channel points were bet there as well. That Boy Jane and Lucio going to be an epic bout, and I'm excited to get into it. Casters, I ask you every time, and I don't really expect you to say no, but are you ready for these battles?
No. Just because you said that, Phineas, if you know I have to come in here and say no. I'm just kidding. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Heading into the Open Great League in a best of 5. Let's take a look.
All right, chat asking, you shall receive. Let's get into the second semifinal between That Boy J and N Lucio. We got Diggersby on the field for That Boy J and a quick switch to bring out the Vigoroth for N Lucio. And of course, we're going to have a switch with that answered back to Azumarill King.
Yeah, so this is going to be a pretty interesting situation. Obviously, N Lucio bringing out the Vigoroth because wants to bait out a potential fighter in the back with Diggersby and hoping to sweep with Diggersby. But this is going to be pretty close. I'm not necessarily sure who's favored in this situation. If you're That Boy J, you kind of look at it and say, like, you have 2 Pokemon that are fairly neutral to Skarmory. So winning switch isn't like everything in this situation. And actually electing to go Ice Beam, probably wants to throw double Ice Beam, which is the appropriate play when if they're not going to shield.
Yeah, no Protect Shields just yet, as we do see N Lucio preparing another Body Slam for that Azumarill. And Azumarill is just going to take that damage, does not want to give up that shield advantage quite yet, as Azumarill goes for that second Ice Beam. You called it out, King. It does not look like Vigoroth is actually going to shield from that either. So just some good raw damage across the board, as it is now time for Lucio to bring back out that Skarmory.
Oh, is this Azumarill going to be able to make it to the Ice Beam? That's actually a pretty big turn of events there. Just going to be able to get this chip damage. Since none of the moves necessarily one-shot Skarmory, getting that chip damage is really nice. And they are going to be able to farm down. We're going to see whether or not this... okay, they're actually going to switch here. Okay. This is actually your preferred situation here because Sableye has a really terrible matchup against the Diggersby just because the Shadow Claws are double resisted, and the Earthquake does come through, and this does a lot of damage. So we're going to see how these two are going to decide to play out this matchup.
Yeah, still debating on whether to use the protection build, but opts to not do so. So Diggersby is also going to take an Earthquake here as it readies up another attack. It is Earthquake after Earthquake after Earthquake, maybe hitting some type of magnitude 7 here, but Lucio is going to stop that as there is a Protect Shield that comes out this time around.
Yeah, so you have to be careful on your Datboy J side because you know that the Skarmory has a lot of energy and the Brave Bird is going to do a lot of damage. Electing to also commit the shield and going to throw this Earthquake right away. Doesn't want the Skarmory to have a chance to catch. But this is going to be a pretty interesting matchup, right? Just because this Diggersby is not quite in foul play range, which is what's going to end up. We're going to see whether or not... interesting here.
Ooh, quick switch, and Skarmory is locked and loaded with a Sky Attack, which that boy Jay does decide to block out, which means there are no Protect Shields remaining on this battlefield. It's time for Sableye to shine. Let's see how much these foul plays actually do, King.
So the Skarmory should survive this, but honestly, it might get Shadow Claw down. No, it actually does live. And it does get Shadow Claw down and not able to get to the Brave Bird. And this is looking pretty rough for Lucio here. And then that was actually a really huge outcome just because this Diggersby is going to have to try to come out with energy. This foul play, even though the Diggersby is super low, is actually going to be able to survive. So I'm not 100% sure on this foul play, whether or not it was going to be the correct... I would have rather see the commitment to the return to try to force the Diggersby to throw. But I think this Diggersby has enough health that it would easily survive this Fire Punch, even though it's super low at this point in time. So this Earthquake is going to be able to KO.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that up to chance at all, depending on whether or not Lucio would be able to get off another attack with the Diggersby. So Earthquake comes out from that boy Jay's Diggersby, earning them the first game in this series.
Wow, I have to say they're squeaking by with the Diggersby. Very, very close matchup there. Diggersby has been Lucio's trump card throughout all these matches, and we see Jay say, yeah, I can do that too. And makes really good use of it. Being behind on energy, very difficult there for Lucio to gain an advantage, especially in that mirror matchup. Some interesting switch outs too, but as Smash King would say, when you switch out, you always bank a move, and that's what we saw that boy Jay do there in the Open Great League matchup. But I'll tell you what, chat, the action is just getting started. We're heading into the Halloween Cup battle. Let's take a look.
Oh, maybe I'm allergic to pumpkins. This has happened every single time we've had the Halloween Cup sticker come through. But we will be just watching that boy Jay's perspective right now. So let's take a look at the Drapion that boy Jay is bringing, and the Azumarill that has quickly switched out to the Umbreon. Are we going to see an answer from this? Doesn't look like it. That boy Jay is sticking with the Drapion.
Yeah, so that boy Jay has a double poison, right? So has a really good answer for the Azumarill in the back in the form of Nidoqueen, and you do expect that that Lucio has a good answer for the Drapion. We're gonna see what it's gonna be. Maybe it's I'm actually not sure. What do you think, Speedius? Necro? What do you think it's potentially in the back? kind of hard to read at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, especially because we haven't seen the second, like the I guess the third Pokemon at this
Yeah.
point. I wouldn't really be able to tell what that typing is gonna be, but that boy Jay seems pretty confident to be able to leave the Drapion on the field after seeing that initial switch. So let's see how much of this damage can come through from this charge attack if Lucio decides to let it through.
Yeah, I think we've been kind of spoiled a little bit, seeing both sides of the screen, but this is what the battler notices, right? This is Jay staring down the Toxicroak.
Okay, this is a interesting switch in by Datboy J, and Lucio putting pressure onto Datboy J and making kind of a questionable switch in just because the Azumarill is still in the back at full health, and we're likely going to see. Well, it does get the bait though, which is really huge.
Yeah, that was a super important bait there because that was not a very effective attack that we did see and Lucio just block out. Mud Bomb coming through, that was the second Protect Shield. And now, though, because of that bait, that boy Jay is free to go for this Earth Power. And that is going to deal a very, very incredible blow to this Toxicroak, knocking it out. And Umbreon is very low on HP, having to come back into this fight.
Ooh, okay, this is going to be pretty rough. Honestly, if you're the Nidoqueen, if you're Datboy J, you have to farm down the Umbreon. You have no choice here. You have to farm it down. You have no choice. You got to farm it down. You got to throw both Poison Fangs.
Yeah, I mean, the final Pokemon is going to be that Azumarill, which does not like taking these poison-type attacks, so this Poison Fang is going to be charged up by this Nidoqueen and does so much damage, and also drops the defense, which I feel like is the most important part of seeing that charge attack come through.
Yeah, and then I think you do switch to the Umbreon right now, and okay, you're actually going to choose to stay in for a little bit. I don't think it really matters at this point in time. The Umbreon going to be able to land a Last Resort and take out this Azumarill. There's no way the Azumarill is going to be able to make it to two play roughs, and even at this health, two play roughs not even be able to be enough to KO.
Yeah.
Umbreon just way too tanky, and we're going to see the Last Resort come through and take out the Azumarill.
Huge final moments. What a huge play also coming in from that boy Jay. Just being able to get that bait out, I feel like was such an important key decisive play to allow that boy Jay to get that second win.
Yeah, that bait was very critical to preserve the health on the Nidoqueen to be able to ultimately farm down the Umbreon.
Wow, yeah, that was an interesting turn of events. I mean, the Azumarill fired the play rough. It landed on the Umbreon, and it said super effective. But I mean, did it really feel super effective? Umbreon tanked that like an absolute boss. And to address the point that Chad is making about the switch in, I almost feel like the Toxicroak switching in was an attempt to snipe that maybe just went a little bit wrong, but still was able to grab both of those shields from the Nidoqueen, and the Nidoqueen closing out against that Azumarill, as we would say in the Wholesome _ stream, we Donkey Fang, we win, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have to tell you, casters, it looks like Lucio is down 0-2 in this matchup. He needs 3 straight to try to bring this back. He's done it once before. Do you think he's got some more magic left?
Y'all have not called Lucio an underdog for a reason, right? Like, especially getting a chance to kind of, come into the week that they won in that 17th spot on the ladder, being able to take that week win there. I do think that obviously the stakes change a little bit as we do enter into the Ultra class and the Masters class. This is not the weeks that they won. So maybe there is a little bit of a surprise that Lucio can bring out to bring it back into this game.
Absolutely. Well, as we head here into the Ultra League, let's keep that hype going, chat. Let's see some emotes. Let's get energized here. It's going to be an awesome battle. This could be a decisive Game 3. All right, as we get our screens queued up, no recording again for Lucio, so the mystery is still in the air.
Ooh. But Gliscor and
Ooh.
Trevenant here, King.
This is very good for the Gliscor, hitting for super effective. Oh my gosh, coming into Alolan Muck versus. Oh my gosh, this is a very interesting switch in. The Earthquake obviously going to one-shot the Alolan Muck if it does go through. The Poison Jabs are resisted by the ground typing. Obviously going to go for the Dark Pulse. We're going to see whether or not going to go for the bait or whether or not going to go for the Earthquake. Deciding to bait. We're going to see whether or not Lucio is going to call this. That boy Jay just immediately baited the previous match, and Lucio says, not again. Obviously, that boy Jay going to have to try to win Switch here because Venusaur versus Trevenant is quite a bad matchup, but Alolan Muck versus Trevenant is a fantastic matchup. We do see the big shield. Okay. Making the catch here. This is a very interesting call. Does catch the Dark Pulse, which is really nice. Gonna try to preserve the Gliscor for later. I do expect this to be another Dark Pulse, and we'll see whether or not Lucio is going to stay in or potentially switch out.
Doesn't look like Lucio is looking for the switch just yet, as that boy Jay is now ready to fire off a Dark Pulse of their own. And it looks like it's going to go right through. A big knockout there. All of that energy that we did see Lucio try to bank up with that Muck is going to be going out with that Pokemon. But it's Electivire in the back here. Oh man, King, does that change things?
Well, this thing is extremely glassy. It does have access to Ice Punch, which obviously would do a lot of damage to the two remaining Pokemon in the back. Perfect counting by Lucio, but do you actually shield here? But I don't know. You probably let it go, and then honestly, the Night Slash would honestly probably KO the. Oh, actually, gonna go into the Venusaur, which makes sense.
I feel like then you might want to protect this because it's an Ice Punch. Oh,
God.
No! I think that could have been a huge mistake.
We'll see. We'll see here. Okay, try to catch the move. Gonna go for the Sludge Bomb, and farming up quite a bit. The Sludge Bomb would deal neutral damage to the Trevenant. Trevenant is not the tankiest Pokemon, not the thickest tree. Gonna go for the Night Slash versus this Trevenant. It does win CMP versus the Gliscor. I think you have to shield this.
Yeah, I don't know if Venusaur is going to be able to just do it by itself, but a big protect coming through. Gliscor does come back in with a fully charged attack ready to go, and we will see that Night Slash connect onto the Trevenant for super effective damage.
Oh my gosh,
sharply as well.
Oh
no
man,
way! That was not a mistake at all. That was calculated from that boy Jay.
Yes, absolutely. The Ice Punch is going to come through. It does probably have another Ice Punch, but going to throw. And now it's at 1 HP, and it's down to the Electivire.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think Electivire is going to be able to clutch this out because as soon as that Gliscor goes down, it will be the final Pokemon for that boy Jay coming in. That Venusaur being able to clean it up, and a clean 3-0 sweep coming in for that boy Jay to go to the grand finals. Holy cow.
My goodness, we see the bracket has developed here. Guys, can I get some hashtag calculateds in chat? Can I get some JOPs in chat? What's out here? As we see YYDS Einklein versus that boy Jay in the grand finals, if I may. This is going to be a very, very thrilling set to watch. Chat, let's get hyped. This is so awesome, and I can't wait to show you these battles as they're coming up. My goodness. Talk about a set, right? The Gliscor was just so hard to overcome, and when your opponent makes a play like switching in that Alolan Muck into an unfavorable matchup, you know you have the advantage, and these trainers have such skill that they don't allow the other trainer to take that advantage back. So very, very nicely played, and that was a thrilling set. What do you think, King?
Yeah, that was a fantastic set, and Lucio making that bait call at the beginning was very necessary to try to make that matchup as close as possible. And the Shadow Electivire had the right movesets to try to win the game. Unfortunately, not enough bulk to be able to survive all the moves, especially from a boosted Gliscor.
Yeah, that Gliscor, even though the Night Slash is not stab, that dark typing is just so deadly. Combined with the Earthquake there, it's a great anti-fighter. It's a great anti-tank. Just fears ice. Doesn't like ice, doesn't like water, but it can kind of handle grass sometimes, kind of depending. But, man, what a fantastic set. Necro, do you have any thoughts on that final set as we move on to our grand finals?
Wow, it was just awesome to see how much of a commanding position that we just saw from that cool J. That was so cool. No pun intended. Oh no, pun definitely intended there. Yeah, it was honestly just such a treat to be able to watch that unfold, and that's why we're playing this rotating format for the grand finals. That's why we have this best of 5 where we've got the Great League, the Halloween Cup, the Ultra League, and of course the Master Class. But we haven't even got to that point where we're seeing a Masters League battle unfold. I want to see if this grand finals can go the distance between these two final standing trainers.
Oh, I do as well. And that's a really good point, Necro. We haven't gotten to that game 5. These trainers are able to close the door on their opponents in 3 or 4 games, and we haven't seen it progress to the very edge of the matchup here. But we might see that coming here in the grand finals. Chad, I have a favor to ask you. We're not going to play any more videos. Well, we have a prediction video, but we're not going to play any more stock footage or any videos. This is it. This is the championship matchup right after we thank our sponsor. This actually comes from King IV. Take a look, Chad.
This is not a video. This is going to be live.
Welcome, everyone, to another short clip here about PV Poke. Speediest asked me to do a short clip appreciating and thanking PV Poke, but to be honest, I was kind of stuck on how to approach this, and whenever I'm stuck on something, the website I go to, pvpoker.com. Let's go ahead and go to pvpoker.com and go ahead and take... Oh, what? Oh, I went to the rankings, and you know what? PV Poke is number 1 on the rankings. Let's actually take a look at this. So, actually has 100 score. Honestly, probably should be higher. So, I think we need to work on the meta algorithm there to see... We should be way over 100, right? And we see the moveset, meta updates, puns, and helmet power. Pretty appropriate there. And if we look here at performance, we actually see 100 across the board. 100% in helpfulness, 100% in 100 in charm, 100% in speed, 100 in witty, 100% in consistency, 100% in creativity, and especially when it comes to helping describe how updates and changes. We see the ideal stats are 999 attack, 999 defense, 999 in stamina, and somehow that equals an infinite stat product. And you want the level 100 to infinity. In other words, there's only one PV Poke. There's only one Empoleon Dynamite. There's only one Matt in the community that helps us so much when it comes to it. So really appreciate all that you do for the community. Obviously, this PV Poke score totally underrates you, and we really appreciate all that you do. So thank you, and can't wait to see more amazing things that you do.
All right, Chad.
All right. King. I had to change back, right? So not very long transitions, but hopefully people appreciate the video. Obviously, we appreciate PV Poke tremendously, and again, the greatest community member in our Pokemon Go community.
Yeah, King, I got to say I was really impressed. You got up, you ran over to change your shirt, and I actually think I saw swimming trunks.
Yeah.
Did you see those as well? I mean, King is hanging loose over here. He's very tropical. We'd love to see it, King, and thank you so much for the awesome video. I think everyone enjoyed it, and it's so creative. King's got the puns, he's got the content, he's got the creativity. Again, another pillar of our community, and thank you so much, King, seriously. But with all of that said, I know King is going to blush a little bit. We're going to get a shiny King on stream here. So we're headed into the grand finals, chat, and I need you to do me a favor. I need you to call your friend, call your friend's friend, everyone who plays Pokemon Go PvP, get them here in the chat, in the stream, to watch these epic battles unfold. It's going to be a thrilling showcase, and we have world-class casters joining us here at Necra and King IV. We've been going for almost 3 hours, and this is what it all culminates in. So if you're going to watch any set, chat, this is the one to see. Let's take a look at Math Magic's predictions for our grand finals matchup.
This is it, folks. The championship round of the grand finals. We have Einklein, who's currently undefeated in GBLA so far with a stunning 5-0 round. And then the other corner, we have That Boy J, who's entering into retirement after this tournament and wants to make one last hurrah. That Boy J has made 3 appearances in GBLA so far, so he certainly has the edge, especially when it comes to Great League, as we have seen. But Einklein has the YYDS family. And like Dominic Toretto would say, family is everything. I think we're going to have a stunning round. My prediction is that Einklein will take the Ultra League and Master League battles, where That Boy J will win the Great League battles. But That Boy J does not want to see Game 5 because Master League is probably his worst league. So, from that point of view, my channel points will go to Einklein. All he has to do is win the 2 Ultra League battles, and he wins the championship. For That Boy J, he needs to win his 2 Great League battles, 1 in Great League, 1 in Halloween Cup, and at least 1 of the Ultra League battles. Definitely doable, but also entirely challenging. So, bet your channel points. This is going to be a stunning championship round. I want to say thank you for having me and to give this analysis. I return it back to you, Speedius, Necra, and King. Have a great tournament.
All right, Chad, I hope you enjoyed Math Magic's prediction video. I think he always does a great job. He's done an incredible job TOing for the GBLA as well, helping battlers coordinate. And if you didn't recall, the whole idea began with his tweet back probably 7 or 8 months ago now. And it's kind of serendipitous that we bring this up because 7 or 8 months ago is when the GBLA began. And That Boy J was actually one of our very first competitors in the tournament, and he arrives at the season 3 grand finals. Casters, do you have any kind of points you want to make about our battlers here? Maybe Jay or Einklein?
Yeah, speaking just more on the experience that Boy J has had, not only did they participate at the very first GBLA, but they've also participated in all 3 at this point and very well might walk away with a grand final championship title. So it's really exciting to see them here, and especially just getting a chance to take a look at the fact that they were one of our trainers that won the Halloween Cup GBLA weeks. I think that speaks a lot of volumes to the level of creativity that they can bring into a Pokemon Go PvP set, and that experience is clearly carried forward, being able to take out so many top competitors to get to where they are right now and one of those grand final contending positions.
Absolutely. Well said, Necra. I feel like as well, Einklein may be a bit overlooked, maybe a bit underrated. Einklein came into the Week 1 Season 3 GBLA tournament, won the tournament, and then has not appeared since. Is not within the rankings threshold to receive an invitation, but still, it just goes to show you if you make your mark and you continue to perform when it matters the most, you can make the most out of your opportunities. With that said, I see a lot of YYDS hype in the chat. Let's see some emotes. I don't care who you are or what emote you spam. It can be a Speedy emote. It can be a Necra emote, a King emote, Math Magic, anyone else, Nightwing as well. Let's get some emotes spamming because we can't press play for this grand final set until we see the hype is alive and the chat is going.
Let's go, everybody. I can't wait. Grand finals are going to be so hype.
All right, chat. Let's get the energy going. Keep them coming. We're going to slide over here to our Great League match in the Season 3 Grand Finals. All right, casters, do what you do best. Swampert, Diggersby.
Ooh, this is not a good matchup for the Diggersby. Obviously, at a significant disadvantage, going to immediately switch out into Sableye, classic switch. And Incline doesn't really have a good counter switch to the Sableye, but this Hydro Cannon will do quite a bit of damage to the Sableye, which actually does take it. It's going to be able to get farmed down by the Skarmory. The best that this Sableye can hope for is to take a shield from the Skarmory because it's very unlikely to win switch.
Yeah, it doesn't even do that though. No shield being used. Skarmory just takes that foul play on the chin and will continue to work towards being able to farm it down. But in this position as well, seeing that another foul play might be coming its way, King, YYDS opts to not go for the protective shield.
Well, confident in the IVs of this. Oh man! Oh my gosh! Okay.
That is 1 HP.
That is some extreme confidence considering you have a Needle Queen in the back, which would absolutely get destroyed by, oh my gosh, this Brave Bird coming through. Yeah, this is absolutely game over right now. That is wow, okay. That is some kind of confidence because I guarantee you virtually anyone else would shield there and try to maintain the switch advantage. Given that what you have in the back, this could have been really rough here. The Swampert would have still a playable matchup versus the Azumarill, but the Diggersby would have absolutely destroyed the Needle Queen. So this is absolutely game over. We're gonna see this Needle Queen likely just gonna CMP tie with the Azumarill, but there's just not really any realistic way for Dat Boy J to try to win this match. Just gonna try to draw the shield out and then gonna switch to Diggersby because the clock is up, but there's not, unless some miracle happens, like this Swampert wants to start throwing sludge waves at the Diggersby to try to maintain its dominance. This matchup is definitely over.
Yeah, especially as Swampert prepares for a Hydro Cannon. It will be able to connect onto the Diggersby to knock it out. And even though there is a protection remaining, this Swampert is just going to be able to chunk down that Azumarill. And I that's like kind of a first for me. Seeing Protect Shield still on the board for both trainers and still having a trainer take a win.
Yeah. Sometimes these trainers just, in that case, they would... If they were actually if they were playing GBL, they would likely have top lefted, as we would refer to it, where they would just quit the match. But in this type of format, they typically don't quit when they're doing trading. Gotta play it out.
Always play it out, chat. We've seen some crazy comebacks, and you never know when that window of opportunity will arrive. As well, I wanted to mention, Game 1 is usually an intelligence gathering mission. You find out what your opponent's third Pokemon is. You find out what kind of play style they have. Maybe you haven't battled them before. These trainers pick up on these subtle notes. And the latter bit of information, how the trainer plays, I think is most important in this format because we are changing leagues going to Halloween Cup, and you will not see Swampert here as we transition to our next battle. Let's take a look at Game 2, chat.
That is such a good point that you brought up, Speediest Chief, about how the fact that, like, knowing how a particular trainer actually does play with their Pokemon can make a huge difference. We saw a huge bait read come out knowing that there was actually a bait that happened in the previous game of that series. It almost worked out, not quite, but King, we're looking at some Drapion versus Drapion here.
I think Drapion's a pretty spicy pick in Halloween Cup, right? Is this the first time we're seeing it?
Yeah, I mean, wow, like this is remarkable. I have not seen this much Drapion ever in the history of Pokemon Go.
Oh, okay, catches the move. Interesting play there. Obviously, I don't know what Incline has in the back. Oh, wanted to bait out. I'm not sure necessarily what they want to bait out, but potential Azumarill, I guess. Or some sort of anti-dragon fighter in the back. But we're going to see how this is going to whether or not this Incline's likely gonna go for the gunk shot. We're gonna see whether or not this is gonna connect. Umbreon would definitely survive this, but it would do a lot of damage. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we're probably gonna see the farm down. And this Umbreon does come out with quite a bit of energy. Likely we're gonna see a blind Last Resort come through. And then probably the foul play right afterwards, because I don't know. Well, maybe the Drapion can actually survive the 2 poison stings here. Actually, okay. Throwing the foul play there, not committing to the Last Resort. Wasn't sure whether or not could survive. End up throwing the foul play. That's a huge no shield there.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 2 protective shields up for both of these trainers and 1 Pokemon down a piece. For that boy Jay, they have decided to bring out that full HP Nidoqueen, but it is already charged up to its first charged attack. And looks like this time we will see our very first Protect Shield of the game, that Poison Fade coming through, but also dropping the defense of this Croagunk, or Toxicroak.
Yeah, so I like this play by Dat Boy J, knowing that the Toxicroak is locked in and that it's already at below half health. Just go for the Poison Fangs. No need to go up to the Earth Power. They're actually electing not to shield. This will likely come pretty close or KO the Toxicroak and should be able to... Oh, actually surviving. Very calculated moves. Incline very confident in their IVs there because... I wasn't sure 1 poison jab was going to necessarily KO. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, hashtag calculated.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat there? Hashtag calculated. But Drapion does go in for a massive crunch onto the Nidoqueen. Not super effective damage coming out from those fast attacks, but... I think it's time that, Incline is going to use their final protective shield. No protect shields remaining on the board. There's 2 Pokemon left apiece, but they're all very low.
Yeah, this is a very interesting move. It's going to need to land a second crunch, so it's going to have to throw. But likely Nidoqueen will be able to just Poison Jab down both Pokemon, but the Nidoqueen is also very low, so this is going to be... Oh no, it has way more health than the Toxicroak, and the Toxicroak has almost no energy. He's going to be able to easily farm it down. But Incline made it a very close game, but Dat Boy J able to come out on top in game number 2 in the Halloween Cup.
Wow, I have to say, a lot of people in chat probably biting their nails there a bit as we saw the Nidoqueen come out and farm down the Toxicroak. That late game energy awareness is so important. Knowing that the Mud Bomb is not going to arrive on schedule and you can do the Poison Jab down. I think Jay, even though he got the win, I think he's breathing a bit of a sigh of relief. That was a really exciting matchup there as well. I mean. Necra, is Drapion becoming like one of your favorite Pokemon that you'll play in Open Great League?
It might have to be. It very well might have to be. I was using a little bit of Drapion when the Halloween Cup was coming around, but I also had a tendency to use a lot of Frostlass. So we'll see. It can't be October. Well, actually, we can wait. We can wait a little bit. We gotta get to the World Championships first of the Pokemon Go 2022 World Championships. So. I'll wait. I'll be patient.
Wait, absolutely. Chat, we are all tied up 1-1. I see a couple 1-1s there in the chat. Let's keep that hype going. This is the finals. And if you're not here, what the heck are you doing? You should be watching these battles here. Let's take a look. We're heading into game 3. And with that transition, we head to the Ultra League. All right, these trainers square off again. Game 3. Gliscor is back, and it's up against Lapras.
Oh,
the terrible type disadvantage there coming in for that boy Jay. You can see the immediate swap out there for the Alolan Muck, as they do not want to take too much damage from these water type attacks coming in from Lapras. But that was also a very quick decision there, King, to not use a Protect Shield.
Yeah, likely we're going to see the mirror on the Alolan Muck. Confident in that they in order to win Switch, they just need the shield or the chip damage. Just because Lapras has such a dominating matchup against Gliscor, Gliscor really can't do a lot versus Lapras since the Ice Shards are double super effective. would be able to live this Dark Pulse. We're going to see whether or not Dat Boy J maybe can take advantage of some clock management. But this looks pretty tough considering what's in the back as well. Switch is really important, but it's really unlikely Dat Boy J is going to be able to retain the switch, even with the energy advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we could see that Dat Boy J has been banking up some of that energy, but Unclide has been able to get through so many charged attacks without having to, use any shields. But also, Dat Boy J got another Dark Pulse off.
Okay, okay. Incline super confident in their IVs because I wasn't sure if that was going to be a mistake there, but ends up throwing the acid spray. But really want to take the move so that interesting farm down. Incline not able to get off the acid spray, but going to be met by the Trevenant. We're going to have to see some super fancy plays here to have any remote chance of winning. This Shadow Ball is going to do a lot of damage, regardless if it lands on the Venusaur or if it lands on the Gliscor.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. Another charge attack now coming through. It's the Shadow Ball, but there is a big shield coming out from Dat Boy J to block that damage. That is the first Protect Shield used in this game. I'm seeing a trend here, King, that between these two trainers, they are much more reserved in their use of these Protect Shields until the mid to late game.
Yeah, I honestly, there's not really a realistic way for Dat Boy J to win this game, barring some miracle. Let's see here. This is just Lapras has way too much health. Actually, going to end up shielding. Unless this Venusaur can bank a move, catch the move, able to catch the here, but the Venusaur doesn't have a move. And this Lapras is just going to be able to fully farm down this Gliscor. Doesn't have to worry about anything from the Gliscor. Even an Earthquake wouldn't do anything unless it magically learns Solar Beam. This is absolutely game over. Dat Boy J going for the potential Night Slash boost, but as you can see, even with the boost, it's not going to do very much damage. Can literally just throw the Surf, and if that doesn't KO, then you still have the Trevenant in the back. So,
yep, Surf comes through. It's not very effective, but that should still be plenty of HP left to farm down. So, Klein 2-1 right now, winning the very first match in our Ultra League bout.
Wow, Lapras, such a core breaker, such a powerful Pokemon, and the Ice Shards with that stab bonus able to work their way through the grass types as we saw there. And to King's point, I was watching the Venusaur. I noticed it was just one Vine Whip away from that next Frenzy Plant on the Lapras, but it still had the spooky tree in the back, right?
Yeah.
Right, Necra? It's getting real spooky. We can't overcome the Trevenant as well in the back. Wow.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough position to be in.
Very, very difficult. Chat, I have to say, YYDS Einklein is one win away from taking the series. Dat Boy J needs to win 2 straight. Let's get some emotes. Let's get some hype going. This could be decisive. This could be our GBLA Season 3 champion, or it could be decided in 2 games. We're headed back to the Ultra League. Casters, on your cue, we'll go ahead.
Let's go for it.
Let's go. We're here. Match point, potentially, between Klein and Dat Boy J as we do a little bit of a dance to the other side of the Ultra class. And yeah, King, we've got a Dragonite versus a Poliwrath.
Yeah, this is a very interesting matchup because the Ice Punches do double super effective damage. And very nice catch. Really going to come a Lapras into the Poliwrath. This is this is obviously catching the Ice Punch is a very nice thing. Oh man.
Yeah, that's no damage at all coming through from that Ice Punch. That could have absolutely been a knocked out Dragonite. But now that Einklein has been able to keep this Lapras on the field, we'll be able to use the Surf and does a decent chunk of damage to this Escavalier.
Ooh, King, how do you feel about the play to go for the Mega Horn here? And he knows shields.
I think this is fine, but this Dragonite's going to be able to basically farm down this Escavalier, come out with quite a bit of energy. Honestly, I would have liked to see the Poliwrath bank a little bit of energy before switching, because this is going to be a pretty rough situation. We're going to see whether or not, it's going to farm all the way down. It's not going to shield this. Okay, this is but Incline in a very strong
calculated.
Yeah.
If that's something, if we've learned anything from watching Eincline play, it is that they are not afraid at all to just take the damage as it comes.
Oh man, okay.
Tech shields, but whoa.
That boy Jay making a huge read right now, thinking that the Poliwrath is super important. Oh, okay, gonna shield there. Okay. We're gonna see the King come through. Likely no shield, and then we're gonna see the immediate switch out into the Empoleon. Probably. Let's see here. Or maybe not. Actually, the immediate switch out, and we're going to see. But this Poliwrath, unfortunately, Empoleon does learn the move Drill Peck. We're going to see the bait, but honestly, I don't think this bait really matters, especially with a pretty big shield advantage. We're going to see the straight Drill Peck. Dapple J going to have to hope to sneak in a move here or something. Does go for the second bait. Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So both Protect Shields are gone from Eincline, which does open up the opportunity, though, for Eincline to fire back with a Drill Peck. But that boy Jay still had one Protect Shield remaining, so they are absolutely going to use it here. But King, talk about the banked energy that Empoleon has going into this last charge attack.
Yeah, but this is going to be a CMP. Really, the only... This should KO, even though it's not that... it is going to KO. Honestly, the only... Well, let's see here. This is pretty much game over, right? Really, realistically, if you looked at the counts, the only realistic way that Boy J was going to win that game was to sneak in a mud shot and deny a waterfall. Otherwise, was going to end up in a CP tie, even with the double bait, unfortunately.
We see here YYDS Eincline is our GBLA Season 3 champion. Takes the 3-1 victory over That Boy J. That Boy J fought hard. He scratched and clawed to get back into that matchup, and YYDS shut the door, unable to overcome that early deficit. Congratulations, YYDS Eincline, and shout out to all of your YYDS members in the chat today.
Wow, what a cool final moment also to be able to see that YYDS Eincline was that a shiny Empoleon?
I believe it was.
Flex? What a flex, okay? Come on. Not only did you kind of speed run the bracket, but you also had to win with a shiny Empoleon. I mean, that's kind of pure class right there, though. So that's awesome to see.
I just wanted to point out as well, yes, I scrolled back and looked. You're right, Necra. It is a shiny Empoleon there. We see it flexing those waterfalls on the screen. YYDS winning the grand finals means that they are undefeated in GBLA. Nobody has beaten this trainer.
Wow. Holy cow. You know what? That kind of makes me feel like, okay, maybe we haven't seen a whole lot of YYDS Eincline over the entire course of the GBLA 3 season, but that was for a good reason. They didn't want to show off all their secrets, everybody. They just had to, make sure that they got the undefeated streak going, and they knew they had it in the grand finals.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Eincline's ability to pick the correct leads, especially against the earlier opponents, doing tremendous research, preparing really well for the opponents. It paid off beautifully.
Absolutely. We do see there YYDS Eincline will win our $200 cash prize for sweeping the GBLA Grand Finals. What a huge accomplishment. And again, congratulations. Chat, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I think it was a thrill. I really, really sincerely enjoyed having both Necra and King on the cast. Can we just get some claps in the chat, some easy claps for Necra and King? Just incredible casting the entire time, and for Nightwing as well for running a great production. Necra, where can people find you? Because I think the Go community is going to get to know you a whole lot better over the following months.
Oh, well, I hope so. I want to get to know you all much better too. You guys can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Necra. I do a lot of Pokemon content on my Twitch, especially in the esports off season as we start to gear up for that World Championship Series coming at you hot in 2022. But yeah, thank you again so much for having me. This has been an absolute blast, and what a pleasure it is to be able to watch the best of the best of what Pokemon Go PvP has to offer battle it out here today.
Yeah, King. Where can people find more King IV or Ki Yang, as some people say?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/KingIV or on Twitter, on YouTube at Pogo King.
Absolutely. Well, chat, the Go Battle League arena is going to go into hibernation for a few weeks, but we will be back for the last 8 weeks of the upcoming season. Math Magic, thank you so much for all that you do for us as well. You saw his awesome predictions. He's a member of the team equal to myself and Nightwing, and the whole thing was his freaking idea as well. A very, very treasured individual in our community. Thank you so much, Math Magic, for all you do, man. With that said, I think we're going to queue up a raid here. Any final words from our casters?
Hey, just great battling today. Keep loving your Pokemon, and Speediest Chief, thank you so much for hosting this incredible event.
Yeah, amazing job, everyone involved, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Absolutely, chat. With that said, we'll see you around. Take care, everybody.